3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're live on YouTube. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Dead Book? Let's see what's going on out in Dead Book land. Okay, what do we got next? Next we got IG. In 3, 2, and 1. Okay, we're live on IG. Oh, what's up, IG? And last but not least, in 3, let's see, chat, everyone start. Okay, in 3, 2, 1. All right, we're live on X, top post. You should be linked. There it is. Pin to post, pin to your profile. Okay, well, let's get going. Don't you mess around with me, YouTube.
Time alone when I am perfectly willing to give her everything she needs. I don't care about her past. I don't care what she's been through. I just want to feel one night with good love, baby. That's all I want to do. So, baby, if you got that feeling, well, I want to give you that midnight healing. You know what I'm talking about, yeah. Just turn the lights down low. Come right on over here to me. I know you don't want no commitments, baby. I just want to set your body free. And I don't care what's going on in the night outside my door. I just want to get your head right, baby. Give you all the love I got for sure.
So, baby.
If you've got that feeling, you know I want to give you that midnight healing.
What up, Big Money?
Oh, I just want to make love to you all night long. Midnight healing, baby. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
What's good, everybody? What's up? Hang on. Wait for me. Wait for me. What up, Big Money? I see you out there. I see everybody else out there. Let's see if we got anybody else. Look at this. Okay. Very good. All right. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Hang on one second. All right. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. 9:15, 9:16, 9:15, 11:15. Okay. Will you back the feed? Virtual camera. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm just gonna check audio real quick, and then we're gonna go. Why is a Facebook always so far behind? Okay, here we go. Oh, we're good. Okay, what's good, y'all? Welcome to the show. Welcome to HOP. Episode 429. I don't ever say the episode. So last week, you guys were a part of a recap show. We have recap shows every once in a while on Monday nights. We could even have a recap show on Friday mornings as well. An important thing about a recap show is normally a past guest that was on the show, maybe somewhere around the area of 7-8 months. Something going on, and it's a good time to play a little catch up, do a little recap, see what's going on, see how far someone has come in 8 or 9 months. So last week we had Creepy Steve, and he went from talking about being a garbage pail kid creator to actually becoming one, and then also doing V-Friends as well. But tonight, we past guest, we have Chaz. So I want to bring Chaz on now. Chaz, you guys remember Chaz from One Love Art DAO. I'm going to bring him on. Let's say hello to Chaz. Okay, hang on one second, Chaz. Let me make sure I got you everywhere. Okay, bring you up. There we go. You're good there. And... okay, Chaz, say hello to everybody.
What's up, Mark? How you doing?
I'm good, Chaz. How are you, man?
I'm good. Just let me know if you hear yourself, because I have to use the stupid speakers. Headphones.
I do not.
Good.
You sound good. Big Money says, "What's up, Chaz?"
What's up, Big Money?
All right. So Chaz, we've been starting to do recap shows. Recap show is, just catching up with a guest from the past that seems to have accomplished a decent amount of things in an 7, 8, 9 month period. And it's our time to play catch up. And I know for a fact that you have a lot going on in June, definitely with NFT NYC. But besides that, so much more. And I know you've been busy, but I'm going to let you catch us up. But before we get started with all of that, maybe you could just do let's if anybody wants to learn about Chaz, Chaz has a show. The show was back in September. Or it was September. I think it was either last week of September, I think. And you could go check out Chaz's old show and learn everything there is to learn about Chaz. But that's not what we're here for tonight. What we're here for tonight is to see what Chaz has been up to. And I know there's been some developments. I know that we should all be looking. We're very excited. I believe, if I read correctly, I think, Chaz, you're speaking at NFT NYC. But before we get into everything that you've been up to the last 8 months, why not just give them a brief introduction to who you are? Why don't you just take it from here?
Yeah, no worries, Mark. For those that don't know me, I'm Chaz. My real name is Charles. I go by Wes. My middle name is Wesley, and my last name is Lowe. I'm fully doxxed, so I'm not afraid to say that. So if you hear somebody call me Wes, you'll know why. They're IRL friends. In this world, I go by Chaz. I am originally started as a crypto collector, did some trading, and then eventually got into NFTs and started to fall in love with art. And from that, I met Jen, Luco, and Sarkis. And randomly one day, we just, on a fluke, we said, hey, let's just create a group for people to share art. And we called it One Love. And that was in July of 23. Can you believe it's almost 2 years, Mark? It's coming up.
Yeah, I can believe.
And we've accomplished so much. And I know you've had Luco, and I know you've had Jen on. I don't think you've had Sarkis on before. He's pretty much not on socials, but yeah, we've accomplished so much. We've done exhibitions in Miami, New York. Jen now has a digital gallery down in Miami. She's doing exhibitions down there, open calls. She's supporting artists like crazy. Of course, we'll do things at NFT NYC this year. And yeah, so as a founder, I'm a collector. I'm also an artist. If you actually go back and look at one of Mark's old AI Wednesday AI, what do you call it? The artist? What is it?
Art intelligence. Art AI.
Intelligence.
Yeah,
yes,
you had
can go learn. You can go learn how I create my AI art. But I do physical works too. But I'm not known really for physical. I'm more known for my AI. But I do enjoy my physical works, but I'm more of an avid collector. I love collecting. I love getting to know artists and connecting with them. And I've kind of created my own little sub community of One Love, which is the Nightcap, and I got my crew in there, and we do a space every Thursday night. Anastasia, who's my dedicated co-host, is a 15-year-old superstar. I think you've had her on before. She does Friday night nightcaps, and then every now and then I do a random one here and there. Sunday mornings, One Love does a space, a community space. And then I also do a 30-plus space with Maria Ozer on Sundays. It might move to Friday nights. We're always switching things around, Mark, keeping it fresh, you know. We don't stay to a schedule like you.
We, that's funny that you said that, Chaz.
Yeah.
Because in today's space, just listening to Sun and Anna, Anna was like, I love Nightcap on Thursday nights. I'm like, wait a second. Nightcap is on Thursday nights? I'm like, when I always want to join Nightcap. And I know that you and Anastasia normally have on Fridays. And for some reason, I Fridays are a little, I forget that I could, because I know you have pop-up nightcaps. And, that's nothing too shabby to talk about either. If I saw correctly, I saw 311 episodes. But so is Thursday night kind of like your night?
Yeah, Thursday night's my night. Anastasia does hers on Fridays. I mean, dude, think about this, Mark. Anastasia has done over 200, if not 250 episodes of the Nightcap. Is my co-host or as a host, a 15-year-old superstar. I mean, look at that in her resume. And imagine when she goes to apply for colleges, what she's going to be able to put down. She's a super rare artist. She's hosting spaces, and she can handle us. By the way, we all behave when she's there. It's because we just become professional. But as soon as she leaves, we're like 14-year-old kids. But when she's there, she's like our parent. So it's really cool. This community we've built and the people that are in it, it's really special. I really, truly, genuinely love every single one. And as always, well, I can't say always. She's missed a few times. Always the first one that's in there. But a couple times in the last couple days, Rusty beat her once or twice. But no, that's me. That's my life. I also have been building Chaz.art, which is going to be a project that is supporting artists with tech, supporting them through Spotlight. When I collect, I want to really show the world why I'm collecting and showcasing the artist and really trying to create a tool set for artists to be able to get better exposure and have things that are usually very difficult, no matter where you're in the world. Trying to get a website up from Russia or Iran or wherever, it could be very challenging. Nigeria, it can be very challenging, very expensive. And I know there are sites out there that kind of do it, but frankly, they suck. And I started playing around with AI coding. I've been a coder all my life, Mark. But I found a couple applications I've been using to build software, new applications. And tonight I actually want to show you some, so you can get a little peek of what I'm going to be giving to the artist. And again, when I say give, it's going to be free for the artist to be able to use these tools and to apply them for their portfolio. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, man. That's what I've been up to. And obviously getting ready for New York.
What question? What do you use to AI code? Is it Claude?
I use two different ones. I'm not using it in VS Code. I'm actually doing it straight on a website. There's softgen.ai. That one's actually really incredible. That ties in. It used to tie in with Firebase as the backend, but now they're using Supabase, which is like a replica of it. And then I also use. There's a new one. It's called Bolt.new. That one's actually pretty slick. If you don't need a lot of backend functionality or you just want a framework, that one's fantastic. It does a really good job on creating some really cool front ends. But I've been using the SoftGen quite a bit. I built my site. I'm going to show you. I built a full NFT browser. Like, my wallets are massive. And I love Curate, curate.io. It's a great platform if you want to set up a really beautiful gallery and you want to do some professional stuff. And it's CUR, the number 8, CUR number 8.io. They're a great platform, great guys. I've met the founders, but I wanted something for my wallets because my wallets are a little ridiculous, Mark. It's not like I have a couple hundred. I have a couple thousand, if not tens of thousands of NFTs. And so I need something that's going to allow me to be able to see them and do it in a different way. I want it a very specific way. And I will definitely share all those with you today. I think that's probably going to be our highlight today, Mark.
You know, that's a huge question that I have. How do you organize your art? Because so many different wallets. Go ahead.
No, that was the problem. I mean, and Curate will do that, by the way. You can go for like their whatever plan for like $5 a month. It's cheap, and you can have like 15 wallets on pretty much any chain. All the EVM chains, Tezos, Solana, you can tie them in. The problem was when I loaded up my Drip wallet, which has 40,000 NFTs, I basically blew up my profile. And I talked to him. It should handle it, but it's just so much. So I wanted something that would be very specific to my need. But while I was doing it, Mark, I ended up creating this really cool gallery view. And I wanted to be able to go and say, okay, I want to show off all of my Aphonia artworks, and I want to put it on my TV. And I just want to pull up a browser, my computer, just pop it up on my TV, put it full screen, and just watch her art all day long. Or say maybe I want Anna Zubraf's to show up there. So I actually created this really cool gallery view, and it works great. And with some of the tools I've made, you can do custom galleries. You can just take an artist and all the artwork you collect from them and create a gallery. So that's what I've been working on, and it really is dope, Mark. It's been so much fun, and I'm looking forward to sharing with the artist. I'm really close. I have it right now, Mark, where they can literally just take the code and go deploy it themselves, but they got to kind of have a little technical knowledge. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to build a server for them where they can come in, just use the back end, have a nice little web interface, put in all their information, start creating their exhibitions, creating their galleries, and then I'll handle all the technicals for them, and they can point their domain right to it, and it'll all go right to it. So I'm really going to try to build something really nice for them.
How did you deal with the horizontal vertical issue?
I let the AI handle that for me. I just told them, hey, listen, don't crop my images, and I want the high res images. I don't want you optimizing anything. I don't want any WebP. I want all straight up PNG. If it's 300 megs, it's 300 megs. It's going to load, but I want the highest quality image. And that was the problem. That's also another reason why I'm doing it on my own server, because like sites like Vercel, because I have light front ends. The front ends are very, very light. But I'm using like Vercel, and I used another one. I forget what the hell it's called, but I tried them. The problem is they want to optimize and they want to control the images. I actually use the IPFS, Mark. I don't use images on the server. I just go straight off the IPFS because most of the services don't optimize those. They don't know what to do with them. If it's an image sitting on the server, it wants to optimize. Or if it's coming from a back end, it wants to optimize. But when it's coming from IPFS, for some reason, they all just go, okay, go right on through. We're not going to optimize you. So I've been using IPFS, and it also lowers the load on the front end. You know, my server costs are lower, and why not? The art's already there. Why am I going to have another copy sitting on my server? If I want archives, go to Object, go to the marketplaces to see it. But another reason why I built these tools, Mark, was I do worry when you talk about marketplaces like Known Origin. You know, in about a year from now, all that art's going to go away. So I wanted to create a database that would have all of the metadata, all the JSON files, everything, all the links to the IPFS, and I want to be able to click a button and say download. And it's going to download everything to my local computer. So when those images go away, I still have my own copy. And I can still use them in my galleries, and I could still have my own NFT, even though it's gone into the metaverse or the blockchain. So, yeah, that's a downside, man. That shit happens.
What is it? What does it mean when? Okay, so like you join a site X, Y, and Z. I think that actually is a site. Hang on, A, B, and C. X, Y, Z, yeah. Oh shit! All right, so you join a site A, B, and C, right? And then a marketplace. You put a whole collection up there. Everybody puts a collection up there. Then the marketplace closes, and then they tell you got to burn it. But like, isn't it on the blockchain? Like, why do you have to burn your art when a site closes? Like, why is it stuck? Like, I thought it's just on the blockchain. Now, can't a different market?
Yeah, it's not the so the token that's on the blockchain is nothing more than just a little packet of information. And in that information, it will have maybe the token name, the token symbol, and it will have a link to the basically the metadata. And in there is going to be things like the image, a link to the image, which is on IPFS. It's not on the blockchain. It's on IPFS. There's a fee for those images to be on IPFS. The marketplaces pay those fees. Well, the marketplace goes out of business and they stop paying, those images go away. And that's the case for Known Origin. They said, okay, we'll pay for 2 years and then we're done. And I can tell you right now, there are some top artists who had launched on these like small little sites and they closed down. There's a huge collection by a top artist in this space. When you go look for the IPFS, the images are gone. Luckily, sites like OpenSea and Object and those guys, they archive, they keep a local copy. It also helps them, their pages load faster, but they keep a local copy so you can still see it. But God forbid they decide to get rid of that archive and that cache, the images are gone. Now, with that said, most blockchains do offer an option to inscribe on the blockchain, which means it takes that image file and actually puts it on the blockchain, in the ledger on the blockchain. So the blockchain is just a bunch of servers that are all connected and they all share a ledger, but basically it's just a transaction log. And as long as they're all in sync, they try to keep it small because you got to think all those servers have to hold all that data. Imagine trying to hold millions and millions of images across those servers. It'd be way too expensive. So they put the images at a centralized point, well, kind of decentralized centralized point, which is IPFS. And the blockchain just basically the token keeps pointers pointing to those files. So when a marketplace goes down, sure, the token will be on chain. That's not going to go anywhere because the ledger has the token. But where the pointers are pointing to, that will disappear. And that's where sites like BuildTree, which is a new platform, I think it's BuildTree.io, that came out. The cool thing about them is that when you go to Mint, I don't know if it's fully functional yet, but you can choose where you want your artwork to go. So basically, you can choose whether you're going to be, you can do it on like a Google free drive, you can do an IPFS, and then you as the artist are responsible for paying for it. Or you'll be able to put on Arweave, which that's a one-time payment and is there forever. I don't think they have that functional yet. It will be soon. But the cool thing is if you want to move it, say you're on IPFS, you're like, you know what, I'm done paying for this every year. I want to move it to Arweave. You can move it and it'll update your tokens with the correct data. So they've built a really cool tool for that. But unfortunately, I don't think Arweave was there yet. That's a biggie because Arweave is great for that because you pay one time, it's a little more expensive, but it's there forever, at least as long as they're going to survive. So does that make sense to you, Mark?
Not really, Chaz. I'd be lying if I said I understood that perfectly, but
Yeah.
I just don't understand it because of lack of knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Lack of knowledge, lack of experience. From what I'm understanding, a site has a server, hosts, and you upload your image through that site that gets coded and locked into the blockchain, but the image is still on their server. And so when their site goes down, they stop paying everything and the images are gone. Do I have it right?
Yeah. Well, they stopped paying the IPFS. I'm going to
What,
pull up one. I'm going to share with you. I'm going to teach you, Mark.
what is an IPFS?
It's the Interplanetary File System, and it's a. I'm just going to find a random thing on OpenSea right now, and I'm going to pull up a contract, and I'll share my screen, Mark, if you're okay with it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll
I-
give you.
I-
I'm gonna give you full screen.
Yeah, let me. I'm going to pull up this. Okay, so I'm going to show you. Let me present. I guess I can do that. Let me see. Can I present? Yeah, I think I can just do this one here. And I'm going to share this. Got it. Let's see. Okay, cool. I think you can see that, right?
Yes.
All right, so here's the token on OpenSea. And if you come into the token and you come down to where it says token ID, there's a link. Most of them have this. So they don't, then you have to go look at the contract. It's more complicated. Most of them have this though. So if you look at that, and then we come, and I clicked on that already, and it opened up. Let me see if it's gonna. All right, it's not sharing. I gotta choose this one. Hang on. Is that something else? This one here. Okay, share. This is what's inside the token. I know it's a little tough to see. Oh no, hang on, wrong button. Sorry, my bad. Let me do this one here. All right, here we go. I was going to make this really big so you guys can see it. All right, that's ridiculously big. So you can see this is a JSON file. We have the name of the token, and here's the name. Here's the description, right? There's the description. This is something on Remix, and then there's an image URL, and then this image in itself is actually hosted, and you can see right here, it's hosted on Amazon. So now say Remix goes out of business and
They stop paying
Amazon,
their right.
and now it's gone.
So they're paying Amazon to host their images on a server, Amazon server, correct?
Remix is, yes.
Right. Okay.
But now if we go look at, and I'm gonna open it up here real quick. I gotta change my share. Present something else. Let me go to my object. Okay. Now I'll click on the object, and I just go to. I'm just gonna go to anything I own. Let's go to this piece here. Actually, no. Let me go to something that's on object. Hang on. Let me just go to the main site. I'm just gonna pull up anybody's token. Come on. If it decides to load sometime today. Or not. Okay, I'll go to one line. So I'm going to pull up this token. If you actually come down and look in here, so if you actually look, this little properties, you can see right here, there's an artifact. This is the image. Object keeps a copy of this image. But right below it, you see this IPFS. This is the actual token out on IPFS. Now I have to change my presenting again. I apologize for this part. This is why I wanted to do it on OBS, but I forgot to set it up properly. So this image right now that we're looking at is at this URL IPFS. Damn it, I can't just present the browser. Oh wait, I can. I got a window. Perfect. Okay, you can see this, right?
Yes.
All right, cool. So as you can see, this URL, this is going to what's called IPFS. This IPFS.io is kind of like a web way of getting to the token. The real actual address would be something like this. That is a very technical thing, but IPFS:// and it's a token. It literally looks just like this. It's another protocol on the internet. But that HTTP IPFS.io/IPFS gives you a way to browse to it on a browser. So when I'm looking at this token, here's that IPFS.io. But this is the actual token at the end here. But here's the metadata. So look, I'm going to open this up again. Now, if I come to copy this metadata, Okay, cool. Did open up. It's exactly the same as it was on OpenSea. Every NFT looks like this. It has the link typically to the image, and then it will have a link to a metadata file, which also has the image URL here. But look at here's the IPFS. So IPFS is it's almost like Napster for art, Mark. You remember back in the day with Napster, we shared MP3 files together? It was peer-to-peer. And IPFS is basically that, and they get paid a little bit of money every time somebody uploads a file, and it has to get paid over time. So this is how tokens are made. So this is literally the token right here. This information is everything that's in that token.
So when you mint, right, this
Yep.
is what is created from that.
This is what goes on the blockchain.
Right.
Correct.
Okay.
Here's my symbol. Here are my tags I had on it. Here's my thumbnail URL. I think I even have some, they didn't do any attributes, but attributes would show up in here. Everything you see about a token is in this file. Their front end, their site takes all that information and makes it pretty, right? So here are the tags down here, and you can see the tags in that IPFS. Where were they? They were right.
Down at the last line.
right here.
Yeah, there they go.
They're the tags. So it just takes this JSON file, breaks it out. It's basically like a flat file database is what it really is. And then they have their side of the blockchain holds all the transaction stuff. The stuff you see down below here is like all the stuff. That's all in the blockchain. So they're looking in the blockchain to see what's happening with this token. That's a different world. Both IPFS and the image files and the metadata files being an IPFS, if they disappear, this token is just a dead token. There's nothing to it. So I wanted to create a way to back all this up, Mark. So what I created is this mine? No, this one mine? No, hang on. Here we go, NFT Gallery. So I created this site, Mark. And what I did is I actually created, I'm going to do it. It's going to take a minute to load.
Damn, Chaz, you got 10 minutes in and you got me in front of the computer already.
I know, man. I got to get you there. This is
Chaz ain't
important
messing
stuff.
around. Chaz said I got stuff to show.
Yeah, I'm gonna just make this a little bit bigger for you guys. This will take a second to load because I
So
have.
now this is the NFT gallery that you created that hosts.
This isn't
all
public
of your
yet to
artwork,
anybody.
correct?
Yeah, this isn't public to anybody yet. But I had somebody text me and said, "It's always pleasant listening to you, but this is way too technical." Do sit down, dear. But check this out, Mark. So here's my wallets. What I imported into this site, I have my ledger. This is like my long-term ledger. I only have a couple NFTs in there. I have a site or a wallet where I keep my extras, which I haven't updated in a while. I got a lot of extras still. My CCC is the Chaz curated collection. This is the one where artists bought art on my behalf. They chose who it would be. And then here's my main one, which did not import everything. There was a bug, but still, it's 4,300 NFTs. So if I come to my artist tab, what this does, I can import any chain, but right now I just did my Tezos to start. Now, if I want to see, who I've supported and who's, like, what have I collected? Name an artist, Mark. Who's one of your favorite artists?
Good question. Let's take a look at anything from Usapato or Anna or.
Do I have Yusuf in here? I think most of my Yusuf is
you could show Yulia also.
Yulia. All right, let's go with Yulia. So this is my.
Let's see the cats.
These are the collections I've bought from. Now it's doubled up because the code's a little off right now. But I can click View All NFTs, and these are all of the NFTs that I have collected from Yulia. Now, what's cool, this is great. So I can see, hey, Yulia, I've collected, 5 times, 30 some odd NFTs from her. But now, I want to create a gallery. I want to have a nice view of this. I want to share this with the world. So I can view it as a gallery. Now, this is cool because I can actually set my timer on how long between the slideshow, and it will automatically slide through. This is only so good, Mark, because it's still my browser, right? I want to put this on my TV. I want it to look beautiful. Well, I can click this one little button, and then I can go full screen with this and sit back, and literally, you can still see that, right?
Yes, I can.
Yeah,
It
and
looks
it's now a
nice
full
and clean.
It's got a QR code, which right now on this site links back to their art on my site. On the ones I'm doing for the artists, it goes right to the marketplace so people can go buy it. So it's a beautiful way of exhibiting artwork without having to go through all the trouble of getting white walls on Apple TV or getting a Black Dove screen and installing their office software. Or it's all here. It's all in one spot. It's a browser. It loads the IPFS file, so it's the full res that the artist intended it to be. And this is only a 1080 screen. I did this on my 4K screen behind me, dude, and it looks so incredible. And look, I mean, it's everything. It all like it disappears. I can still control. It still shows some information. I can click on it to go there. Like if I want to go look at this actual piece, I can pull it up. I can see the contract address. I can see information here.
Yeah,
I can go to her Twitter.
Crazy. Oh, shit. Hang on. Let me switch the camera because you're not talking to. So yeah, I just did this. What you did? I just fired up the
Oh, nice.
the QR code.
Yeah, it pulled it up, right?
Yeah, this is what it brought. Yeah, it brought me to the same page.
Yeah, and it's really that's cool. Actually, pulled up. Actually, the security doesn't really allow you to go into. If you go on that site and try to go look at the artist, nothing's going to show up. That's cool. It does pull up the NFT data in there. This is all rough. But the key thing, Mark, that I'm working on is this one here. Let's see. This is my site, the Chaz.art. This is being revamped. This was like my first take. The homepage here had that gallery view. It had that gallery, but the problem is the images are on the back end. They want to optimize it. I don't want to pay them, so they're not showing up. But everything else, because it's coming from IPFS, is showing up. And these are all artists I wanted to. Oh, sorry, this is mine. But I have a bunch of artists in here, so I can go to like Avadi, Nuta's stuff. I can pull up her artwork, so I can see it. I can go buy it in the marketplace. But this site's going to have a ton of tools for artists. It's going to have spotlights and highlights about artists. And then, by the way, this stuff is not, I didn't chimp out on this, Mark, when I built this, right? I have full CRUD on the back end. I can come in, I can feature them, not feature them. This is all this, here's all the artworks that I have currently on the site. Who's featured, who's not. Now, they're not showing up because I'm not going to pull it right. Check this out, Mark. I can do imports from Object and OpenSea. So if I want to do an OpenSea import, if it decides to open for me. There we go. Ah, crap, I hit the button too many times, sorry. Import data, OpenSea import. I choose which chain I want to get it from, put in my contract and my token ID, and it will suck it right in there. So let me go back to here. I don't know who this is, but what is this on? This is on Base, right? I just want to show you how this works. This is on Base. Now what I'll do, I'm going to change it so it just does the, I just put the URL in instead of breaking up ourselves. But I can fetch this, which is taking its sweet ass time.
What is wait? Oh, so okay, I got questions, but I'll let you finish.
What's your question, Mark? Hey, that was funny.
Is this is this is this kind of the same as is this kind of the same theory as OneHub?
You know, OneHub has some things in there. Yeah, this one's being shady. I don't know if maybe my token is bad. I haven't worked on this in a while. I apologize, Mark.
It's okay.
But let me show you this one. If this side's open, all right, cool, it does. This is what I built for artists, Mark. So artists can come in here. They're going to get this template. Let me hide this stupid notification. This is a basic template. And I'll go right now, just go right to the admin so I can show you the backend functionality on this. It's very, very simple. They can come into the gallery. Say I want to add this artwork. I can just copy the URL, add artwork, and this will show you the API is working. That's the data, and it automatically grabs everything from that token. And now if I want to add this, I can feature on the front page. This is not my own artwork. I shouldn't be adding this, but I'm doing it just for examples here. I've now added this to the site. If I come to the home page, let me just skip through. Look at her artwork's now right on the front page. Come to the gallery, it's already added. Click on the artwork, has all the information here. You want to go buy it, go to the marketplace and buy it. So it's all there. This is what artists will be able to do. They can show their exhibitions. I don't have it in here in this one, but they can show their exhibitions and build literally the exhibition, show the main artwork, and show pictures from the exhibition. They'll be able to do their own little about page where they can do a bio. I just put some garbage in here. They can put links to their different profiles, and then they can also have all their socials. Contact page, I have this turned off for now, but they can do a contact thing if they don't want to share their email. So something small, and I want this to grow. I want artists to come back and give me feedback and tell me, hey, I'd love to have this feature or that feature, and I'll just continue to add them. And then people can, I'm going to get rid of this one because I don't want to have somebody else's artwork on my site. Yeah, I want them to come back, and I want this to be built for them. And I'm not going to charge them to have this. I mean, right now they can literally go to my GitHub and download this code, but there is a little bit of technical to it, Mark. So that's what I've been building. There's that one, the NFT gallery, which is I'm still working on this one, and again, this is cool because you can find it by artist, which is huge for me. Oh, and by the way, here's the galleries. I can save those gallery views. So you want to see all Anna's? Here's all my Anna pieces.
Oh, wow.
Right? All right, well, you want to see my Aphonia July pieces? My Wandy pieces? Let me go to Aphonia. Here's all my Aphonia stuff. So, I mean, it's a great way for me to see my artists. I can create these views and share these galleries out. Artists can go, hey, look at my gallery on, Chaz's site. And again, same tool. Boom, right in the full screen. QR codes, like, dude, they're all going to be this way. They all have the same functionality. Just like this one here. If I go back to that front page, this gallery, if I go full screen, same thing. This QR will go to the marketplace. So, yeah, they're going to have the same type of functionality on their site if they choose to use this.
Wait, go back to that. All of them?
Yeah.
All of them.
Yeah, they all work here. I'll go back.
Oh, yeah. This time it brings up object. Yeah.
That's right, the object now. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, it brings you right to the page where you can buy.
Exactly. That's the whole goal, right?
That's right. Yeah.
Artists making sales. So yeah, that's what I've been doing in my time, and it's been fun. And I used all AI, by the way, for this. I won't get that techy. That's too geeky for this. I mean, I've already gone geeky enough on you. But there he is, man. The original IPFP. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing this. I'll go back to my camera.
All right. Let me switch things around. We'll go back to conversating. Hang on.
There we go. Yeah.
Let me switch.
I was excited to share this with you, man, because I've been wanting to get this out for the artist for so long now.
Let me okay, we got this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. Let me see. You know what? Let me just check. If you guys got, I don't know who's watching. I know. Okay, here we go. Rusty, Mark sounds, but Chaz is cracking up a lot when he faced Mike. It sounded okay. Okay, so Rust is picking up on your choppiness on, yeah.
Reset my modem.
Might be his mic for a few minutes. He was facing towards it. Okay, so you got these. That's Josh. I don't know if you and Josh ever met. Josh, Chaz.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, let me get back focused. All right. Okay. So, Chaz, what made you build? Well, I mean, okay, it's kind of a softball question. Um,
Hmm.
I know why, because I navigate the entire NFT scene. But what made you say this was needed?
Hmm. What really triggered a lot of this, Mark, was Jen and I have been talking, and I presented her with a new tech stack for the DAO. I know there's DAO packages out there that we can use um, to do the operations of the DAO, but we really wanted our whole front end, the website, to have highlight our DAO artists, to show our exhibitions, the artworks that have been in there, the pictures that we take there, have in one spot, proof of exhibition, tie it back to other tools that Jen's been tying in for really gallery level exhibition, proof of exhibition tools. Now that she has her own gallery down in Miami, like the digital gallery at the hotel, like those are things we want to be able to showcase those events and really show what One Love has done and what it's doing. So in order for me to build that, I needed to kind of start playing around and building the small parts. And that's what I've basically done. But as I'm doing it, I'm like, oh, here's a great idea. Oh, here's a great idea. Let me put this tool together. I'll put this tool together. Most of them take me like a day to build. Like that one for the artist, I built in like 4 hours, just using AI. It was just dedicated straight for them. And then I used some of my other code and popped it in. I said, hey, add this in there. And it just adds it right in. It's beautiful. I'm trying to think of.
Hey, Chaz, question: how difficult is it for someone who has never coded to pick up AI and just start? Give me this. Give me that. Give me this. Give me that.
You have a website, Mark?
I do. Yeah, markmorrow.com.
Yeah.
I
What's on
use.
your
I'm a big fan of. Well, I there was a time, a period in time where I had tried every website engine, and I tend to find that I like Wix the best. Uh, there's just something about Wix. I not only enjoy Wix, but I've actually invested in their company. I always pay attention to their stock, but I'm a big fan of Wix. I think they do a great job on the back end,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you, Mark? You are Twitter. I run a podcast show on IG, X, and Twitter, and it's called Question Mark. My name is Mark. I'm going to share this in the screen for you 1 second, Mark.
Are you sending AI on a mission?
I'm going to build you a site right now,
Oh shit.
just so you can see what it can do. Please
Okay.
create me a killer, modern, cool site to share my podcast and videos.
Oh,
Right.
I get to say this for the first time ever.
Yeah.
Hey guys, anybody who's watching, there is an HOP coin.
Oh, nice. The videos with my community. All right, so yeah, let me share the screen with you, Mark. You go to window. So this is a new site I found, and it's actually, you can go in and I think you can pretty much run and create a site for free. It's bolt.new. I just discovered this one. So I run a podcast show on IGX, Twitter, and I don't know if you can spell right. He'll figure it out. It's called Question Mark. My name is Mark. Please create a killer, modern, cool site to share my podcast and videos with my community, and then add any other pages you think would be valuable for the site. Now, this is literally going basic level, right? I'm not doing anything. Now, this will take a few minutes. So if you want to talk, we can let this run, Mark. We can talk about this.
This kind of has the same. It looks like a little bit like Chat
what?
GPT.
It starts like that.
Oh, look at that.
So it's going to go through and start creating everything. And you can literally hit the deploy button and push this thing out. If you're doing a static site, you could easily do this with a static site. Just tell it what you want to change on the page. You want a different color, you want a different image, you want a different font, whatever. It will go and adjust the code. And you can literally hit deploy and you're done if you have a static site.
What does a static site mean?
Where you're not changing anything. Like the pages are fixed. Your gallery, like your artwork that's on the gallery page is never going to change. Or if you're going to change it, you're going to go and add code. All my sites are dynamic where I can go in a back end, the admin tools, kind of like Wix, right? And you can go and start adding pages and changing everything you want in the pages. I like dynamic. I've been building them for over 25 years now, dynamic sites. And but if you want a static one, this is fantastic. But you can also tie in full backend with this. They do have integrations to some backend to do database and authentication and stuff like that. Look, it's creating a hero section for you too. Featured episodes. You're gonna love this, Mark, when this is done. It's boring right now. Well, you'll love it when it's done. I'm telling you.
Okay, so while it builds,
yeah.
Let's talk about. Do we want to talk about NFT NYC right now?
We can, absolutely.
Okay, all right. I didn't know. I don't know if we missed anything over the course of 8 months outside of you building. I think the last time we probably left off, we were about 2 months away from Art Basel, but we did that One Love community show. And that One Love community show kind of filled in that little Art Basel time period.
Yep.
But we didn't really start talking about that yet. Well, October is October 1st. So October, November. Yeah, 2 months away. That's kind of like where we left off in time. I think you had just launched Chaz Tilly, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, Chazzatilli was, well, we started Chazzatilli the beginning of last year. But in December in Miami, we had a lot of Chazzatilli exhibitions. The sites, I think, were just coming up in the summer. And, those were all just WordPress. And yeah, no, so Chazzatilli was in full effect. And all the art's still there. It's the market's tough, Mark. This has not been a good market at all.
Yeah, you ain't kidding.
So I feel bad for the artists. Like I try my best to support, but and to buy, but it's just I only have so much money. You start to run out of money. It's getting close, Mark.
Hey, Chaz, bring your face up while this thing's building. Okay, so I'm gonna agree with you that the NFT market is definitely difficult.
It is.
So what I really like about you guys, and I have the same excitement and attitude towards, I want to say the Art Cartel. I also want to say, do you know who FCW is? Freaks, Creeps, and Weirdos?
No.
Okay, so
Speaking of Art Cartel, by the way,
you know.
Mark, did you notice what I'm wearing?
Yeah, look at that. You got Luco's. Oh no,
I got Luco's shirt on. Yep.
Yeah, look at that. Okay, so FCW, Freaks, Creeps, and you know these guys. You know Vicky Licious, BB, Acid, Wick. You got the whole Steve, Uka. So that cluster, those guys, I'm a big fan of those guys. I'm also a big fan of you guys because the Art Cartel, obviously, because you three groups have, I don't know how to I wouldn't know how to refer to you guys. To me, it's kind of like I see a group of artists. Every group of artists that I'm bringing up, it really has a grasp on social media revenue, physicals, physical revenue, merchandise, stores, the physical realm, right? It's just, today, well, no, we could talk about this. So NFT NYC, I am on a panel where we're supposed to talk about what needs to happen to bring NFTs mainstream. And one of my biggest feelings that I've had is, wouldn't it be nice if we could redirect all of that revenue where people go hard on coins and go hard, meme coins and PFP projects? What if we could just redirect the attention towards artists, right? And the problem that I see is there's the flip value, right? The investment side of crypto, those guys are focused on flipping, profit, fast moves, rush,
Right.
the excitement of the coins up, down. Yeah, there's these guys are trying to, score and score big. You come into the art world and it's like artists release one piece of art a month or every 2 weeks, and it's a slower, and it's you're not releasing art every day. You don't have a 10,000 PFP collection. Or why would an artist have that unless they worked on one specifically or they created one for themselves? What else? There was something else I wanted to say.
You were
Don't
just going
lose
to
it.
make money for all the artists, Mark. That's what you were about to say.
So, wouldn't it be nice if? Okay, here's my thought. And wouldn't it be nice if they love meme coins? What if every artist had a meme coin? Let me rephrase that. What if every artist had a companies, right? Tesla. So I use this example all the time. You might not be a fan of Tesla. You might not like the Cybertruck. Maybe you wouldn't buy the Cybertruck. However, you believe that the company is going to do well. So what do you know? What do you do as an investor? You pick up a couple shares or invest X amount of dollars into Tesla. Now let's switch Tesla for an artist. Let's say, Chaz, pick an artist.
I feel like, well, let's go with Anna because she's an easy one to pick. So
Okay.
Anna Zuber.
So let's say Anna has her artworks. No, Anna's not a good example because Anna is a machine and she produces artwork
All right.
every single day.
Then we'll go with Maria Ozer, who does like one masterpiece every 6 months.
Okay, or maybe somebody like Favi, who Fava Del. She usually releases one.
She puts a few out a week. Yeah, she once a week or a couple times a week. Yeah.
So yeah, it's maybe one a week. No, you know what? Let's go. Let's go with Maria, which is funny because she's on. She's
Friday.
She's Friday show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say she produces one piece of artwork. It gets scooped up, right? No other way else to invest in her, right? And so what if there was a Maria Ozar coin, that represented her, where all the transactions on the back end, she would see a percentage of all the transactions.
Mm-hmm.
And so that coin, which let's say it, whatever, 10,000 coins, or I'm going to use the word shares for now. All right. I'm going to remove the word coin.
That's a bad word.
You don't like that word?
Yeah. Then it becomes a stock.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Right. So Maria is a brand.
Yeah.
She has a business. She's an artist, and her art is her brand.
Yep.
But the coin technically represents the business end of it, right? She still has the ability to sell art. She could still put it up for as much as she wants, but maybe the piece sells. Maybe there's a lot of people out there who wouldn't spend X amount of dollars on that artwork, or maybe wouldn't spend what somebody's looking to get it for on maybe secondary market. So how do you give somebody a chance to invest in an artist? Technically, artists are businesses. If you're an artist, and I'm pretty sure you're going to agree with me on this, but let's say you sell $10,000, $20,000 worth of art in a year. I would imagine you're going to have to report those sales on that art.
Yeah.
So as an artist, you have a brand, you have a logo. Luco's got a logo. Zapata's got a logo. They're brand. These guys they're their own little entities. They're small little businesses. Give the investor world the ability to invest in an artist in that sense, where they're, not worried about the flip, but with the coins, right? Like, so now you go in and you pick up, let's say 10,000 coins. And so now this coin has a purpose. It's not a meme coin anymore. It's, I guess, what they would call a utility coin. And then this utility coin that you purchase represents the artist, where the artist would see percentages of whatever revenue happens. Now, what's stopping the investors from flipping the coins and paying attention to the artist's career? And now you have the ability to invest like you would in Tesla. But now you can invest in Maria or Zapata or Chaz Wesley on the back end. Not necessarily on the front end, because nobody wants to sell Chaz's art. Everybody who buys Chaz's art sits on it, right? So there's no way to purchase any of this art. But this seems to be the problem. Why, artists, there's social media revenue, there's merchandise revenue, there's Shopify revenue, Printify. You could print. So one of my best sales was not selling a work of art, but it was selling a work of art that was printed on a flip-flop. It was a picture of coral, and I marketed it through Facebook ads with a Shopify store, and I just channeled scuba diving traffic to my little reef print store. And in this reef print store, there was prints, nothing signed, just generic prints. Why wouldn't I give somebody the ability to pick up a generic print? Merchandise. I had flip-flops. I had beach bags, beach towels. And I had put all of my coral photos on this stuff. And things sold the more I generated the traffic and sent them. Now, here's something that I say all the time, Chaz. You have a work of art. The artist believes it's worth X amount of dollars. Let's say 1,000, 10,000, $1 million. And you put it up on the marketplaces. You got to now find all of the artists that have done super well when it comes to sales. Let's take Beeple. Let's take Drift Shoots. Let's take... what's the mountain climber chick? Her name, Kat Simmered, right? These guys, those guys that sold, that made sales, that, went around, oh my God, all these big sales are happening. But these people had social media fan bases, followings. They had 1 million plus. So they had the reach. Pudgy Penguins, right?
Yep.
500,000 on TikTok. A lot of these guys, they have a lot of people who have done very successful have followings that they can reach out to. Within that following, whether it's 500, 1 million, whatever, there's a buyer in there, right? There's a buyer in there that you can possibly reach. When you're on the other end, where you have 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 followers, who you go? What if your buyer isn't in that reach? So a lot of those guys were successful because they had the ability to reach out to hundreds of thousands of people.
Yeah.
Right now, you up now you're upping the numbers, the odds.
Yeah.
Right, more people you place the art in front of, better chance of a sale. That's why you want to get your art in front of eyes. But when you have a low end following, it might be a
hard.
little right.
All right, so there's a couple things. One, Salvador tried the shares per art with a Picasso piece, and it did sell. I don't know how the secondary is on it. I think it broke it up into, I don't know, 1,600 pieces or something. So you literally got a section of the artwork, so you owned a share basically of the art. It was really exciting in the beginning, but then it just kind of like, yeah, you don't hear anything anymore about it. I don't know.
Did the price go up?
I don't even know if it has. I mean, I can actually probably go look. I know I can do loans against it on that platform, but let me just take a look at their.
I mean, Chaz, the only way it works, right, is if the price goes up. If the price doesn't go up, then they lose interest. It's not a Bored Ape. It's not a the investor side of it. If there's no way to make money off of artists, then
yeah. So it sold it listed off at like 188. I guess it was around 1 AVAX. And it pumped up to about 2.25, and then it dropped down to like a 0.7, and now it's floating around 1.44. So it's not like not much of a return. If anything, it's probably a loss right now.
Right.
But also the price is going up on AVAX, so that doesn't help either. I mean, so you got to look at that part too. People like to look at the USD value versus.
You know what? I forgot all about that too. The crypto world.
I mean, look at ETH is like what, going up like 60%, 70%. Like it's going up crazy.
Right.
So
right.
of course the value, the ETH value goes like this, but the US dollar value goes up. And I look at everything in USD value. I always do. So I could buy something for say like a quarter of an ETH, and somebody puts an offer in a year later for 0.15, but ETH is tripled. Of course, I'm going to take the offer because I'm making a profit. You know what I mean? So I do look at the USD value of it all the time. It's a tough market. See, Mark, you got a couple of things you're facing when you have that idea. I love it, and I think what was the site? There was a platform.
Deso.
Was it?
Deso. Got to be talking about Deso. DESO.
No, there was one where you could buy like they have it on Arena. You could buy the tickets of artists, but Arena's just not popular enough yet.
Arena also, you get attached to a coin. I think, if I remember correctly, you start your Arena page. The more popular your page gets, the more the price of your coin rises. Correct?
It's not a coin; it's a ticket. They call them tickets.
Tickets.
And
okay.
You can buy tickets, or you can buy shares of a ticket, a portion of a ticket, however much you can afford. When you join, it's worth like 0.0004 AVAX, and then you look at some of the top guys like Jakey and some of the other ones over there. Like Jakey doesn't do much there, but he's still worth like 4 or 5 AVAX. So if you've got him when you first joined, you can make some money. And some of the guys over there, they're all worth like 8, maybe 10 AVAX, 12 AVAX, which is not bad when you're starting from nothing. And people trade the token, you get your secondaries on it, which is great, or your tickets. The problem is when you say shares, immediately it's going to raise flags of like, all right, you're making an investment. And I know. And it's
Okay.
Yeah.
I understand legally.
But tickets are good. I like that terminology.
I'm just reprogramming the thought process. That's it. We could go back to coins.
Yeah.
We could call them coins again. But I'm just saying for now, in conversation between me and
here's
you.
all of them, though, Mark. You think about this. Exchange Art did the art token. Magic Eden did the Magic Eden token. And yes, and Bonk, by the way, Bonk was the best in my opinion. Bonk came out of nowhere, just said, hey, here's billions of tokens. Do something with it. You know what I mean? Like we put some liquidity behind it. just do something. And now you can stake your bunk, make bunk. You can buy artwork with bunk. You can, there's an ecosystem for it. But most of these people come in with the wrong intention, or it's a way to try to hype. And unfortunately, those are always going to fail. There's no real value. The liquidity pool is going to dry up, in my opinion. And I hate it because I really, I always had an idea of doing a token that actually held a dollar value. You bought artwork and you received a token, and basically a percentage of the art sale would go into a USDC fund, right? So say 5% goes into a USDC fund, and then we get a token worth that value, right? Whatever that token is. Now they can trade that token and increase the value of it, but it can never get below the US dollar value that we're holding. I wanted to have almost like a USDC that would always have the minimum of the USDC in liquidity that could never be yanked, but it could go higher when people could trade it. But you could use it for buying art, trading art, getting discounts on art, using it strictly for art. And I wanted to do it through charitable giving. And then people would have the option of saying, oh, you know what? We're going to give our tokens back, or we're going to burn our tokens to increase the value in the fund. And so to me, that type of utility makes sense, and it helps benefit the artist because they'll get sales through charity. But sadly, it's so hard to make it work, and everybody's just out trying to make a dollar. Yeah, they're all just trying to make money, and the rugs are impossible. Nobody trusts anybody. It's a game. It's player versus player right now. If I want to go screw somebody over, I can go screw somebody over, but I stopped doing it because I don't believe in that. I believe morally, I just can't do it. Yeah, did I make money a couple of years ago? I did. I made a lot of money, especially on getting in early, wait lists, getting PFPs for 1 sol, and next thing they're pumped up to 10 sol, and flipping them, and then they drop the next day down to, a half a sol. I did, but I just hated it because I watched people that literally put all their money they had into stuff, and it's so poor guy in Nigeria who would put 5 sol thinking, oh, I'm gonna make money, and all of a sudden it dumps. That's a huge amount of money for that guy. So I stopped. You know what I mean? I stopped.
Yeah, you can't listen. Oh man, this is such a bad thing to say, but I really understand the Wolf of Wall Street when he said this, right? If it's not me, someone else is gonna take their money because they're giving it away. You can't be responsible for what someone else does. It's one thing.
Doesn't mean I have to do it, though. Doesn't mean I have to do it. So I choose not to do it. I do make money. I get money on airdrops I get, airdrop to me, or claims I can go get from my activity. Trust me, I'll say another record. I don't give a shit. I'll make $20,000, $30,000 a year in just airdrops. I mean, typically January of each year, I make at least 10, 15 grand in tokens just for my activity. So I don't need to go do that to anybody else. It's fine. Somebody else wants to do it. I'm just going to educate my friends. Hey, listen, don't get trapped into this stuff. Don't get into the hype. You're better off investing. You're better off just going and buying ETH while it's down and holding it. Go long term. You know what I mean? What are you looking at, Mark?
Okay. I thought I lost you for a second. So, okay.
My advice, Mark, would be invest in an actual chain token.
Well, what do you think about this? Instead of, you're an investor, you're right. So forget you're familiar with Coin Market Cap, correct?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Artist Market Cap.
I mean, you could, but there was a site that did something similar to that where you would buy their token and it went, and then just disappeared. I remember Ashley, Decans and all those guys were in there, and everybody was buying all the girls' tickets and their tokens, and some of the artists were in there, and they were buying the tokens, and of course it was it pumped, and then it just boom, and in the marketplace the whole thing just died. It's just people just want to extract. Nobody wants to put in, and that's where the flaw. That's where the flaw is currently, Mark. It's not to say we can't change it. It's not to say we can't make it a better world. We can. but it's going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot of getting screwed over and just having to just face these people that are going to want to extract, and you have to make it past that point to where we can, okay, now we can float. But it's going to take so much work in this market, the current conditions. It's getting better. I mean, you look at the market 2 years ago, like it was super rugged. Like everything was rugged. Now, though, at least
Well, the artists created the foundation now. No, don't you think?
I think the market has changed, and I do believe art has become much more stable. It's not like artwork as far as people doing copy mints and all that garbage. Like that's all kind of calmed down. It's all, I feel like the art world is pretty stable. The problem is the collectors all left because they can't make money. There's only the
Right.
true
Right.
yeah. There's only the true artists, the true collectors that are left, in my opinion.
Art market artist market cap.
Yeah.
Just why? Okay, so
Now, would it be MARK cap? MARKET? Mark?
market cap. Yeah, just like coin market cap, be artist market cap.
No, it has to have the MARK in bold, so it's a mark. You.
No, wrong mark. I got a C, but yeah, I hear you. We'd have to change that K to a C, and then it would be like Marcy Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's something that I see so much activity taking place in one little sector of the ecosystem, and I'm just like, man, what if we could just get what if we just can redirect some of their attention to the artists and the art coins, right? And the art, I don't want the art to be connected to the coin unless there was a smart way to do it. I just want the coin to represent the back end of the artist, where the artist sees percentages from the flipping, right? And now this back end creates an engine where it might be able to finance, because there's shitloads of money. It's all there. All the pieces are in the ecosystem. It's just that they're not functioning in the artist's favor. They're functioning in this world of meaningless shit. Like the coins are meaningless. They really have no PFPs. Projects. Interesting, right? Because at one point in time, 10,000, but then companies were developed from these things, from the success.
Using the IPs they bought. Yes.
Right. So like Bored Apes, Azuki, Pudgy Penguins.
You're also talking about ones from 21, right? That are legendary. Like it's
right.
The problem is, try to launch one today, you're not going to have luck. There's not a market for it unless you happen to be like the founder of one of those original OG communities, and you're like, hey, I'm going to do a new one. But look at it. Even Frank the God's just retired today, right? He handed the community over to the two main guys below him. He's out. He's no longer Frank the God's, right? He's just now Frank. But people are still like, all right, what are you doing next, Frank? Like, we're ready to throw our money at it. Like you're going to do something, even though I feel like everything he's done, he's never actually really done anything. Right? Yeah, sure. The artwork, by the way, is dope on most all of it. It's probably one of the most reproduced.
Nothing that he did ever took off, though.
No, nothing. There's millions and millions of dollars there, and the community. The only thing that held that together was the actual community. And then Frank would throw a killer party.
Chaz, this is what I'm saying. There's millions and millions of dollars involved, and there's artists.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Like, what if we just turned the steering wheel and pointed them in this land of art? Like, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing when I'm thinking in my head. I'm just thinking in terms of what if there was an artist market, right, where you can go in and invest in an artist and you could go.
We could, Mark. We could make it. If you want to make it, I'll build the back end for you. I'll build the whole thing for you. I'll work with you on it. We can design it. I'll have AI build the whole thing. But it just comes down to finding how do we market it? How do we get it to actually work?
You know, what if
How do we get
you're
the artist on board? You know what I mean? Do artists want to be associated with the token?
I
That's
don't
another
know.
good
That's the art. That's the, you know, I don't know. You know, that's the part I would.
But this
Right.
is where stuff happens, Mark. This is where you just come up with this. I'm not saying it's a stupid idea, but you just come up with a stupid idea. Like my abstract visions collection that has 120 artists in there. It was literally, I saw one. I walked away from this piece of art that it was a palette. I just rubbed the paint and I just brushed it out on the thing. And I looked, as I was walking, I'm like, oh, I see a flower in that. And so I took a picture and part of Procreate, drew my flower, and I showed it to Maria. And Maria's like, oh, let me show you what I see. And then she drew it. I'm like, huh, this could be interesting. And then I posted it up, and next thing you know, I got 120 some odd artists that all did what they saw on it. Like that type of stupid things all of a sudden can blow up. I mean, the nightcap was a fluke. One Love was a fluke. That's all just from random stupid ideas. You never know, Mark. You could be on to the next most brilliant thing. And listen, I am an entrepreneur at heart, serial entrepreneur. I love to build. I like to invest. So, Mark, you want to do something? I'm here, man. I'm ready to go.
Chaz, I am interested in making every single artist that I know a living. I would love for them to be able to create without the desperateness, without the, I got to sell this piece of art. I got to sell. No, you got this back engine running behind you. Right? This is you got really nothing to do with it. You're just seeing payments from these guys flipping this shit. That's it. So you get your art in the MoMA, in the Met. You have a solo show. You make these announcements. Maybe you're the top talker at the biggest art festival, Basel, right? Like these are things that you're watching and you're, oh shit, this, what if there was a Beeple coin? And it's a Mr. Brainwash coin, a Banksy coin. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily, nothing that represented art or was attached to art, just them, their brand, and whatever they do on this planet. This is what this coin represents. So now you go out and now you're paying attention. Like you would a business, Chaz. Like you can't tell me you don't, when you invest in a stock, you're checking the charts. You're watching the numbers. You're, oh shit, it's fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Right? You're looking at all these different little symbols. Well, it's the same thing. Like you could get rugged by an artist. You never know how an artist is going to react when someone gets paid. You might not see them until the next time they have to pay their bills. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I got a new piece of artwork. Like, so yeah, I guess it's that time of month. You got to make the phone bill, right? Right? Like you could amplify an artist and change their whole life to the point where it's like, holy shit, I can't. Like we're not talking about millions of dollars. A $90,000 yearly salary that comes from these flips is more than enough to take care of, maybe 50-60%.
That's in the U.S., by the way. You go to Nigeria, you go to Iran. I mean, you're only talking, $5,000 to $20,000 a year.
Right.
It's totally different.
There is how much money is in crypto coins? Period.
How much total?
Yeah.
I know in 21 it got up to 3 trillion.
I'm not
sure
asking for the whole 3 trillion. I'm asking just to reroute.
Well, one thing you could do too, Mark, I mean, just thinking about this out loud, like that marketplace would also be where the artist would sell their art and then a portion of their sales go back into the token. So maybe you take 10% of the sales, it goes back into the token, into the liquidity pool. So as they sell, so now people are going, hey, let's get them to sell this piece for 10,000 because, 1,000 is going to drop into our liquidity pool. I mean, sure. And it's trading for, fractions of a penny. But all of a sudden you got money coming in, all the it's going to go like this, and you can go, okay, you can liquidate. So it's a way, right? It's you got to have a balance between the two. Like, sure, the artists are getting that residual as people are trading, but at the same time, when they sell, they got to put a little something back.
Musicians make royalties. If you're an actor and you do a role and you act every time, even if that show is over. If that show is playing on late night TV, you as an actor are constantly getting the residual checks. You're getting the royalty checks. The musicians get their ASCAP checks. Actors get their SAG checks,
Yep.
right? Why can't artists get their, get their residuals as well? I mean, I thought the reason why I came into this world and I stayed and I hung out was because of the concept of the fact that we're not only removing the middleman in the deal of the sale, but if that artwork was to sell 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times down the road, the artist is still seeing percentages of that sale. That to me was why I stayed. That single, what I just said, right? The royalties is why I said this is what artists deserve. When they create a piece, the piece starts to sell back, right? Now they're seeing pieces of this sale. That's what's fair, Now, you put an artist in this world and they're pumping out art, and now maybe they post something for 1,000, it don't sell. Now you start I gotta pay my bills. I gotta feed my family. I gotta do this. I gotta do that. What's the first thing you start downing your price of sale, fire sale, 10% off, 20% off, 30% off. Now artists make so many bad decisions because of the fact that they paint themselves into a corner when it comes to finances. Artists don't worry about finances. It's not something that's on their mind. They're worried about creating. This little engine allows them to create and receive payments from their success and the hype of their career. What if you had the ability to invest in, let's say, use Zapata, Sabet, Beeple, it's just, there's a coin. It's a universal system. Every artist, when you become an artist, you have the ability to sign up and attach a coin to who you are, like you would a social security number. And this site becomes a mainstream place where people, listen, the coins. Right? Look at how much activity is in coins, and they mean nothing. Half of them mean shit. You don't even know what's going on. You don't know if there's a backer, somebody, anything. But you end up in this other world that's identical, where you can invest. But then you start to realize, like, holy shit, there's somebody behind this. Oh, this person's creating art. Oh, this person just sold big, 10,000, like you said, 10,000. Oh, they just made a big sale, right? That gets your stock, I guess, up, rolling. It's fourth quarter sales. This guy just got accepted. Now, things of this nature, as artists build and they build their careers, I would imagine that your stock would go up. Now, would it work? I don't know, but
Mark, you want to see your
just my thoughts. The only reason I have this thought, Chaz, is because I see so many phenomenal artists in this little tiny world, but I see all the money going this way. It's just.
I'm with you, Mark.
Why don't we redirect some of it? So it's like
that's the one thing when we have our exhibitions, like Jen sincerely does. Of course, we love to have sponsors covering all our costs, right? Which mainly, but most of the money is coming out of Jen's pocket. But when a sale occurs, a physical piece or even a digital piece is sold at our events, she feels so good. Like that is the joy. When that, like Janine was there and, 3 of her physical pieces sold, for 2,000-3,000, whatever they are, a piece, like to see that money going into the artist's pockets is a huge deal. And I get that. And I truly want the same thing. And I fully understand why Jen feels so much joy. That's why I'm building what I'm building, because I really want to give them more opportunity. I have other tools I'm not talking about that I've been building that to get to those tools, they're going to have to go through our artist. They're going to have to see somebody's art on their way in order to get to these tools. And these tools are tools I'm working at a much larger scale, even outside of the art world, to really scale them up. But again, you're going to have to come through the art to get there. And so that's going to be my way of trying to get back to the artist, give them exposure, where somebody's going to come to that site and be like, holy crap, what is that thing? What is this artwork I'm looking at? And they go and they scan it, and boom, they're in a marketplace going, I could probably, just use my credit card to buy this on object, and this is where they go and they buy, a $500 piece of art. I got a digital piece. Anyway, that's the way my mind works. I look at really trying to turn the art and the NFTs. A lot of people just have a bad taste with tokens. And I'm telling you, there was a site that did something similar to this. I can't think of the name of it right now.
So why don't you just take a peek at DESO right now? DESO.
All right, I got it.
It's a whole ecosystem. But according to what I understand, now the founder is, from what I understand, I think Josh said that the founder is currently incarcerated.
I'm not surprised.
Or on his way. Something with, I don't know. I guess you never know how someone's going to react when a big bag of money drops in their lap. But, it's just never know how someone's going to function. However, I don't know, man. It's just something that kind of is like following me now, because it's like all I think, I get every spaces, everything I'm in, everything that I'm doing, every show that I do. It's just like, how do we get these guys paid? Like how do we get artists paid? Like for me, I'm going to do merchandising. I'm going to do social media. I'm going to do, I'm going to go after that social media whip revenue. I'm going to, and the numbers. I'm going to go after the numbers, because somewhere within those numbers, what if I put up a piece for $1 million? So for some people in this planet, $1 million is like $1 for me. It's nothing. They gotta like you. They gotta like your art. They like it, right? I just don't think there's enough eyes on this little ecosystem. That's all.
I agree.
That's what I think the issue is.
I completely agree. And one other thing that needs to change too. And Jen came into one of my spaces a couple of weeks ago and brought this up. It was not her idea or her topic. Somebody posted about it, but we talked about it. We have to get rid of the term NFT. We just have to go to digital art, digital
collectibles,
digital assets, digital art, whatever it is. We have to get rid of NFT, because just like tokens and shitcoins, NFT, all those have become bad words. And, there's just a bad taste. You go out into the community and say, hey, do you have any digital assets? They probably say, oh, what are you talking about? And, they'll start thinking like, what do I have? But if you go, hey, do you have any NFTs? They're like, oh, I don't want anything to do with that. Instantly. And so I think just changing the term would make a huge difference. And then I also think enterprise adoption would be a big part too. When that happens, then it becomes more mainstream, and we're getting there. I really thought the gaming world would have brought it in, but they've kind of been resistant. They just don't want anything to do with NFTs. Fine, you have digital assets. You're just holding them in a wallet. They don't need to know it's a fucking crypto wallet. Sorry for cursing. You know what I mean? Like, you can just have it be a custodial wallet. You know what I mean? Just like every crypto.com and Coinbase and all those guys do. It's just a custodial wallet that Sony's holding for you, which means didn't Sony just launch their own chain, Sodium? You know what I mean? Like, it's why not just say it's just a digital asset? Meanwhile, on the back end, it's an NFT.
There was it's interesting. You mentioned the 2021 period, right? Where if you actually go look at all of those projects, this is fucking mind blowing too, because if you go look at when all of those projects launched, they all launched within this 6-month time period of 2021. Every successful project that you could think of, if you go back to the launch date and look at these launch dates, like if you look at Apes, if you look at Penguins, a kid called Beast, you could see or any it was within this particular time period where it didn't matter what you threw up, everything sold. You know, this is the part. This is what you hear all the artists talk about, like, oh, back in 2021, man, I sold this one piece for $1,000, $1,500. I thought I was cruising in life, but it was this time period where people were spending. They just didn't know what was going to do good and what was going to do bad. So it was like gambling. They're just throwing their money on everything. What essentially ended up happening was these guys who did the PFPs said, hey, you know what? There's a lot of liquidity here. Let's build something. You know, where you bought a piece of art and the artist was off, you know, celebrating.
Yeah.
Right? And so now, where's my flip? Where's my profit from me investing in this piece of art? It never came. So now it's just like, I'm not going to touch that no more. There's nothing there. I'm not getting anything from that. You know, I got an email every day from this artist in my, hey, what's up? Got a new piece of art. That's what I got for buying this one piece of art, right? But you hear the artist stories all the time, like, oh, I sold the piece for $1,500. I said, that was a great time. That was a great time period. Yeah, because they were putting their money in everything because they didn't know what was going to do good and what was going to do bad. What it essentially ended up doing good was these 10,000 collections, and the reason they did so good was because then the flip shit started.
Secondary.
Right.
Rarity,
right.
secondary sales.
So what does an artist got to sit and wait for, like, a piece of art to sell on the secondary to make that?
But even look though, Mark, you think about it, like, you know, Sabet's so well known for his big drops. You know, Sabet's done many 10K drops that would sell out. And they just aren't selling out now. Like, it's hard. And even then, now the prices are so cheap just to even get any action, right? And he's had some that just couldn't even get past like 1,000, you know, of 10,000. And it's like, is it really any more about that big collection and rarity? Does rarity mean anything to anybody anymore besides those original guys? Like, rarity, you go to somebody who's minting an artist and say, they go, what are attributes? They don't understand. They don't know what the attributes are on an NFT. And it's like, well, it's really how you can define rarity, or you're defining layers of your art. Yeah.
You know what I'd be. I'm sorry. I'm listening. I got a thought. You know what I'd be curious to know right now? How did Gary V's V Friends do? Didn't he just
the cards?
Yeah.
I think the secondary has been through the roof from what I've seen.
So why?
Because they want those rare cards.
Not only that, but the guy has a following.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. It's Gary V.
So, you know, regardless of who it is, if you have the numbers, it seems like you could reach the buyers, right?
What we need are the influencers, Mark. The people will have those followers, those bases, to give them a method where they can make residual income on promoting artists, sharing art. You know what I mean? Say Gary V goes and takes, I'm going to think of like a new one. There's a new artist from Nigeria. Her name's Diamond. I don't know if you've ever seen her or met her. She's brand new. She's been here for maybe a month. Imagine Gary V takes Diamond's artwork and puts it on the friggin' one of his posts. You know what's going to happen to Diamond? She's going to become a diamond, right?
Her value goes up.
Way up. So imagine now he gets 10% of whatever her value is.
Imagine if you had a 20K in Diamond's back end
token.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. That's where you can create that ecosystem. But we need to have influencers of value. I love Jakey. You know, Jakey's cool. But, I mean, if Jakey puts up a piece of art, I'm going to go, okay, that's his buddy paying him. You know what I mean? But if Gary V comes over, somebody who I think is very authentic and very sincere, if he came over and said, hey, I really believe in this artist. I've met them. I've talked to them. And I think their art's incredible. I just want to share with you guys so you can see. He puts out a couple, shares a couple pieces. I'm going to look at it seriously. Because maybe Gary V is going to own a piece that I already own. Or maybe I'm going to go, I'm going to double up on this artist right now because I know Gary V may be picking up one or two of these and people are going to follow along. So that influence, that's going to convince people to go and, maybe I'll go look at art again. But we need those guys to be involved. And I think because of the PFP project and so many people being burned and so many rugs, they shied away from it. And also them getting sued. I mean, some of these guys are getting sued for having their name on a project. But I've never heard anybody getting sued for being behind an artist. So I don't know. Maybe.
Just thoughts, Chaz. Just sharing some thoughts with you. So
You want to see what? You want to see your website?
Yeah, let's do it. Let me move back over. I can't believe it's 10:50 already, Chaz.
Oh, dude, you didn't even do the 10 o'clock. Hey, it's been an hour already.
It flew right by me. What up, Manic? I see you out there.
Let me share the screen. Hang on. Where are we? Here we are. All right, so this is the chart, by the way, for that Picasso one. But here you go, Mark. Here's your site. Give it a second. It's probably got to reload up. Here's the question mark site. You able to see it?
Oh man, that got put together pretty quickly, Chaz. Yes.
Yeah, this is just like what do you want to see? Your Spotify, YouTube, your subscribe, right? Your information. Now let's go look at your episodes. Here are your episodes. I can come click play and then be able to watch it. Listen to the episode. Here's a video or a music or a sound player, whatever. It's just using sample stuff right now, but your summary, like, dude, it built. Here's your videos. Watch now. It is not going to anything because there's no content, right? It's all making. Here's your about page. Like, dude, this was all done in a couple minutes.
Now, what is the how do you this is so crazy because I remember about 15 years ago, my friend George was like, we're gonna bring in this guy, Chet Victor. He makes websites and you don't even have to do anything. You go into the back end, but there was a name specifically for it. The back end, the part where you upload stuff. What do they call it?
Yeah, it's like in WordPress. It's really like the admin section.
Right. Is there one for this site that or?
So this is what I'm saying. This is great for like a static, right? If you want something static, or maybe you're going to add an episode here and there. And now I'm getting text messages from friends saying, "Hey, can you build me a site? I'll pay you." Just go to bolt.new; they'll do it. No, honestly, and so this one here in particular, I wouldn't use this site for that, but I use, and I'll show you my SoftGen. I'll just sign in real quick.
I can't remember what these guys called it.
It's just a back end, like WordPress, Wix, all those guys. They have.
No, it was a specific. He had a specific thing that they called it. He's gonna make you a. Oh shit! What the hell did he call it? He's gonna make you a. It was a technical term.
All right, actually, let me just go into mine. If I go into my site, like if I go to my site, here's my admin. Like this is the back end, so I can come look at. That one doesn't. Yeah, they're here. Okay, cool. I can come in. I can edit. I can delete. I can view any of the artworks. I want to come edit some of the information. All the stuff you see on the front end is driven by this back end functionality here. So if I want to come in, if I want to remove an artist or I want to change something about Zacalate, I can come in here and change. Like, all right, I don't want it to be Zacalate Marie. I can just make it. Marie Zacalate, and I'm not going to set her as a primary, but I could come and hit save. I want to change her image, whatever. I don't have to change anything in the HTML. Now, if I come in here and I type in, I want to go to artist, sorry. And I come and type in Marie, now look at it, it's Marie Zacalate, right? I don't have to go and touch any HTML. I don't touch any code. It's all done by the back end. I had to build that, but I told this application, if I can find
API.
API you use. Yeah, you use APIs. Yeah.
Does that make sense? API, is that what he called it? He's gonna.
That's what I'm doing for.
Is this an API? Like you build an API is when you just do what you showed me. Is that right?
An API is so when I come in to do an
this would be considered an API, right?
I'm using objects API,
Okay.
right? In here, when I do the import from object, I give it a contract and a token ID to show you. If you come to the bottom of object, here's their API.
Oh shit! I cannot believe I pulled this out of my ass. They used to talk up. We're gonna build you a site with an API engine. I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, and my sites actually have.
Type.
I actually have APIs in mind. They're not public; they're private. But a lot of the stuff that's being called is being done through an API. So you have like your front end that's serving the actual page, and then you have your back end, which is the API. So the front end will call the API, and then it will it returns data back for the front end to display. But you can use ones like objects, for example, which I hate this page is so freaking bright. I'm sorry. But if I come and look at their, they show it here. Like they show you what you can ask. Where's the? All right, I'm not going to go through all this. It's way too technical for this conversation. But you can come in and literally see. No, it's not the one.
I remember I used to go in the back end of MySpace and recode the whole page.
Yes.
This is
like an example of when you go to their API. This is all the stuff you can ask for. And this is all in the Tezos. You know, you want to find out, you want tokens, you want to look for any offers that are on chain. You want to go find a holder by their wallet address. You know, like I can say, okay, I want to, find a holder who has an address of X. Like, so this is API by sending this string over. And actually, you know what, Mark, fine, I'll show you. I'll give you my secrets. Hang on. I'm going to pull this up in a text.
You got nothing to worry about, Chaz. I wouldn't even know where to be. I still have my Adobe Classroom in a book for what was their web program? InDesign? Was InDesign their web program?
Dreamweaver? No.
Yeah. Dreamweaver was one. They had another one. There was Dreamweaver. There was Flash. When they bought Flash.
Yep. All right, so look, this is basically how I built. I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, I want to use objects API. But this shows you right here. I'm going to show you right here. So I have a contract and a token I'm looking for. And it basically is going to send a string over to object. And it's going to say, hey, return, here's the string right here, data.object.com. And this is basically their API address. And I'm sending data to that, and I'm saying, hey, I want all this information, right? And so this is all the different fields I can pull from their API. So by giving them the contract and the token, I can now pull back information. And theirs is cool because it's just open to anybody. So I actually open this web page. This is like legit. This is what I used. And I can grab any token, right? I'll grab this one here and contract. Again, very similar to my backend API, 159. And if I fetch the data, this is all coming from object. I got my creator information, I got the collection image, all the information, the token data, right?
Yeah. You pulled in all
so
the
that's
data.
what an API does, but you don't really need an API. And you don't need a public API. But you'll have APIs for doing certain things. So SoftGen is really good at this, at doing full stack. And this is very similar. You want to come create a project, and you can choose. You want just a whole front end, very simple, kind of like what the other site's doing, or do I want a full stack where I can do database-driven authentication, storage, file storage, messaging, real-time notification, all that stuff you can do using. Basically, Next.js is the framework, and then Superbase is giving the database storage and all that for service. And you can literally just come in and type like I did before. I want to create this, but then you can say, hey, I want admin pages to allow me to control my podcast. I want my episodes. I want to be able to run them, in the background, add them, and it'll say, no problem. Here you go, and it'll create the admin pages for you. And it will create the APIs for you in the background. You don't even know they're doing it, but they actually do it, which is cool.
Man,
Right,
I cannot believe how far we've come.
Hey, look at you, man. Look at there you are. That was you as a kid, and now look at
Now I'm AI and
But look how I do. Honest to God, how much do you think you would pay just to have somebody build just a static page like this for you?
crazy.
You'd
Crazy.
you'd have paid a fortune and did nothing. And it was like free. Tag all your socials. I don't even know where that. Let's go on to Spotify. We don't need Spotify. But yeah, man, it's cool. I'm addicted to this. And then, by the way, I mean, like even the search, I guarantee you the search works right now. Let's look at social. Yeah, look at it. It automatically just pulled the social up. It's so smart now. You don't have to do anything. All right, I'm killing this. I'm going back to my stuff.
You ain't kidding. Rust Dogs is said he's writing down all your secrets.
I've told Rusty all these secrets already. I need his secret and how he makes his music.
Okay. What we got? Let's 15 minutes. Let's do 15. At least we'll make it a solid 2 hours.
You know what I'm gonna do, Mark? Mark, can I switch to my phone? And I can walk around with you.
Yeah. Oh, you want to show some of the art too? I know you hung up a lot of pieces from the last show, also, Chaz. But before you start walking around, real quick, NFT NYC, what to expect?
Oh, that's what I want to show you. All right, I'm gonna join this. Can I join from my phone and I'll end
Yes,
this
you
one?
can. Yes, you can.
Let me do that. Let me hop in.
Let me put the camera back so you see me instead of a webcam.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna just use. All right, I killed my computer one. Hope I didn't mess up your screens, right? Am
No,
I still
you're
there?
good. Do me a favor. Turn your phone horizontal. There you go.
Done. All right, let's do this. Where's my flippy? No, where's my flippy?
Should be able to. You talk about the double arrow, right?
Yeah, now how do I flip the camera so I'm showing the other side?
Double tap.
No, it's being stupid. This is stupid. Why doesn't it let me do it?
I think if you double tap, it'll.
It's just making me like it's making the screen go up and down.
What do you got? What do you got? iPhone or Android? Oh, there you go.
There's the wall. Here's the Walmart.
There we go. Now you didn't have this up last time, Chaz.
No, you know what it is? I'll show you, Mark. I'll start over here.
They were all in boxes.
They were all on the couch. They were all over the couch. And I'm like, all right, I got to get them off the couch. I still have some here. I just got this one from Sahara Coco. Dude, this piece is it's gorgeous. Look at this artwork. This is a huge Diego robot. I just don't even know where I want to put him yet. And then here's one from Nilafar Freakland Mama that is just incredible. But yeah, so they were all here, like kind of just, and I'm like, no, I need to get them up on the wall. So here's a fresh tape piece. This is the piece I made down in Miami. This is my own piece. This is Pega's. Pega sent this to me as a gift. I think it's oil or it's acrylic. I forget. I think it might be acrylic on canvas. Here's the Diego, another Diego. Here's Maria Ozers. I love this piece, man. Look at the freaking detail in there. Diego, this is Maria made this for me. This was a gift from Maria when she sent this one up over to me. She did this one too. And this is another Nilafar, Freakland Mama. And David Moriarty does reverse glass, and this has been up here. This is the metal print of it, the reverse glass.
Oh, that's a metal print. That's nice.
That's metal, but you should see the reverse glass. The original is incredible. But yeah, this stuff is really cool. And down here, a couple Diegos. This is a new artist that Anna introduced me to Elena Pye, I think is her name. She's down in the Carolinas, I think, or maybe Georgia.
Okay.
Really pretty. And then Anna, she sent this to me as a gift, dude. I love this piece so much. It's so cute. This little cat. And just in case you ever want to see what my studio looks like, this is my main workstation. Here's my music workstation. I run my AI on here. I got a 4090, and this guy, I run my AI on here. And then I have, this is my actual work laptop and screen, but I tried to clear my desk off a little bit for you, Mark.
Chaz, you got three different setups for 3 different hats.
And that's just here, right? And then it'll get dark for a minute, but here I have more upstairs too, but this is we had a water leak, and so this is my studio, Mark. My electric, my acoustics, all my other boards. Did you ever see? I don't know if you ever saw this guy, Mark.
No.
Hand painted by an artist from Georgia, the country. My PFP on a Les Paul. But this is one of my another one of my production studios with a Mac. I used to do a lot of production here. I haven't another laptop. I have a spare. That's actually one I use for artists who need to browse in America. I let the VPN in there. But yeah. Oh, here's my Pega piece. I still need to get this framed up. This is the main Pega piece. I need to get this up on.
I was going to ask you, are you the one responsible for the framing, or did they come like that?
They came rolled because
Gotcha.
Coming from
right, that's the
countries like
cheapest.
Iran, it's like impossible.
Yeah. I got you.
I got another Mac just sitting there, Mark, on the ground. All right, let me. There's something I wanted to show you. Where'd you go, by the way? You disappeared.
Oh shit! Thank you. Battery swap.
Okay. That's good, because I wanted to show you something out in my garage. That's why I did this.
This is so funny. This is where we left off the very end of the last show. It was like, let me give you a quick teaser of my studio, but we never got to see it all.
Yeah, this is what. Okay, now you're back. This is what I wanted to show you, Mark, was this guy. So I told you in New York I wanted to bring my mobile rig. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it extremely well, but this is a rolling case with two. Actually, no, I can turn it on. I think it's plugged in. It was.
Is that a mobile studio?
It is. Yeah, hang on. I was plugging in. Sorry for the horrible display. Yeah. Yeah. So you have your preview, and then you have the feed. This is the ATEM Extreme, Mini Extreme, which I have I have a small little wireless router that I can literally plug my iPhone into, and it will tether. And so I'm feeding internet into here. And look at all my inputs are here. I made this panel. I have this custom made. And I wired everything up. So I can bring in audio, HDMI. I can bring in SDI. I have converters inside to go from the SDI to HDMI. Bring in audios. But I don't need really, like if you want to bring in mics, you can bring them in here. And then I also have 8 channels of Focusrite for audio. I have the 8 channels of video. And then I have the Stream Deck that ties to a little Raspberry Pi inside to control all the production. So between these two, you can actually do a full show. So this is what I was thinking about bringing up to New York. If we wanted to do something, we can actually put together a real show. Just need cameras. I don't have a lot of cameras now. That's my problem.
Yeah, I got the cameras covered.
Yeah. And like I said, I can take in pretty much anything.
You got USBs back there?
Yeah, the USBs are not for cameras though. That's the problem. Most of this production gear won't accept USB. They're mostly anything broadcast is usually going to be SDI or HDMI. So I have actually what I have, Mark. I have cameras that I can run with SDI and power out to them from here because I actually could feed power out of this box. Oh, let me show you more art. By the way, these just came the other day. Evelina.
Nice.
I'm gonna bring these inside. They're incredible. And then
You got a lot of art to hang up.
Oh, dude, and I haven't even shown you my stack of art that I have inside. These are pieces I've been working. This is one of mine. It's a background I started working on, but that's one of my latest ones I did. I did this one in a space. It came out pretty cool. It was fun.
Go. Yeah, that's real. Yeah, look at that. I like the dotting. Oh man. And so you painted. Oh, you put the background down first, and then painted over the background.
I painted this blue, and then I was just sitting here forever, and I just took some of my tape, and just kind of just randomly ran tape, and then I just made this abstract.
I got you.
And yanked it, and then I drew my flowers on, and then I did the little white dots and the black lines and the borders.
I like how the background is shiny, but the blue is
it's
dark.
matte in the middle. Yeah,
that was smart. It gives it some depth,
a little texture. You know what it was too? What did that is I've been using like this really crappy paint, like I got like forever ago. But then I went out and Carlos, Jen's husband, had told me about Hobby Lobby. I never looked at their paint there, but I was getting these. This is 500 milliliters, and they're like $10, and it's just really thick acrylic. So I love it. I've been using that now, so I got two different textures out of it because I use two different paints. But this is my messy shop, which is now becoming like my studio. But yeah, we'll have this in New York, Mark. So I'll have this one, or I'll show you one more thing. I have a smaller one, which might work really good for New York. We could probably even power it off of some type of mobile battery because it doesn't require that much. It's this guy here. Let me put you down 1 second. This one's pretty cool. I have a lot of these 810s floating around, by the way. But this is a 4-channel one with the screen built in. So it shows everything in one screen. It'll show you the 4 cameras and then the broadcast. And then you can feed in 4 HDMI into here and do switching. And this, again, I can just plug my phone in via USB and stream straight out to Restream or wherever you want.
Huh.
So this is great because this is a nice, tiny little Pelican case.
And that was built into the Pelican case?
Yeah, the guy who made this is he's one of the YouTubers, does a lot with broadcast, and he made like 10 of these and sold them. So this is like 1 to 10. I actually made one myself with a little bit bigger case and put I think it was like a 11-inch or a 14-inch screen in on the top, and I just kind of like screw it through the top, and then and I just put my ATM in my ATM in the foam and left some breathing room for airflow, and just put all the cables underneath. But this guy made it really nice. Like he did a whole custom circuit board, like the back of it.
This fits in there nice.
Oh, it's beautiful. This guy did a great. I mean, look, he did a whole custom board in the back to get all the wires to feed through. So he did a really nice job.
Yeah, it looks it. Yeah, he basically gutted and redesigned inside a Penguin case.
Yeah, he 3D printed all the parts. I think he got tired of doing it because it was so much energy.
Pelican. Oh, what's the matter with you, Mark?
What'd you call it?
I call it a penguin, but I know Pelican well because I used to work in film, so we used to know. I have Pelican cases up in my studio, so I called it a penguin case, though.
That's funny. The penguin. Yeah, and I like, by the way, this wall art. So now when I'm at my desk, I'll just use my arm as like it's about the camera, but I sit here and I got, if I'm not blurring the background, I got the art there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it looks good, Chad.
Yeah, I love it.
me get my stuff out of the way here.
So, Mark, what'd you
So,
think?
Chaz, talk to me before we say goodnight about the future. Anything on deck as far as anything you might want to talk about in terms of what we have to look forward to?
NFT NYC, I think, is the next big thing. Sorry, the stupid mouth I'm on right now is shaking.
And you guys, One Love Art, you guys have an exhibit, right?
Jen's been working. We had one thing lined up. Something fell through. I don't know what happened there, but I think we have one or two. We have a new place for that, and I think there's a second one, maybe a dinner for some holders of certain things that we've done next projects that Jen's dropped, like the visible violets and stuff like that. But I think there's one or two things, and then obviously we're all speaking at the main event, so we'll be there. I think I'm speaking twice, or Jen and I are speaking twice. I have no idea. I'm just gonna be there, man. I'll just show up and just go.
All right. Shit. Wow. Chaz, we from investor, collector, programmer, artist, right? Now we got a chance to see what you've been working on the last 8 months, putting together I would say almost like a database of art that artists can use and anybody, collectors. Seems like to me anybody can use it to organize their art collection. And NFT NYC, I know there's big plans there as well. So quite busy, Chaz, but you're always busy, man. You're always in the
Do you know it's only gonna be 2 days this year? NFT NYC?
No, really? Is it the 25th?
I thought it was
26th?
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday,
Yeah,
but I
so
looked
did
on
I.
the site. I saw it was the 26th and 27th.
They're probably doing an opening, but between them, and they probably
it was supposed to be like a Tuesday VIP, and then it was
Right.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but now it's only the 25th and 26th, which is
I wonder why
Wednesday, Thursday.
No.
I don't know.
I wonder if that's I'm not gonna say nothing. I don't want to say it.
Who knows? Who knows? But I thought it was 3 days because I booked my hotel already like months ago.
You know, Chaz, the FCW guys, that whole group's gonna be there. The whole One Love group.
Oh, dude, I'm there Monday through Saturday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The art cartel is gonna be there. This is gonna be like a week of art for us in the city.
Yeah.
So I'm only 10 minutes out. I have my studio. I have a fire pit. So everybody, if everybody wants to shoot up here, it might not be convenient, but I do have a car, so I can grab people. But
you have a studio there, Mark?
I do.
What's
do
your studio?
You want me to turn around my camera, Chaz?
But are you in the studio?
I am. Yes.
Now, this is not your home. This is somewhere else.
This is a home, but I turned the entire first floor into a studio. Yes.
I want to see your studio, Mark.
Okay. So you want to see right?
The world wants and needs to see your studio.
Hang on. Let me see if I could do this.
I feel like we're doing like cock comparison right now.
Where did I send that? I gotta click. Hang on. I gotta go to your X. I gotta go to your email, and I'm gonna do this the smart way. I am going to dial in to the meeting. No, that's not it. Let's see. Where did that go? Oh, here we go. Let's click on this link. I'll click on that. You're going to bring me into pin. It's America. Where are you, America?
Where are you, America?
United States, maybe that's it. United States, U.S. There we go.
Oh, you're gonna dial into your audio, and you're gonna bring a camera with you. I got you.
Yeah, I'm dialing into the meeting.
You're gonna hold any events during the week? In your studio?
Thank you.
There you are. You joined in.
Okay, let's see. Now, where's my video?
Just turn your mic off.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Your wireless mic.
Where is? Oh, you gotta be kidding me! I can't bring up my video camera.
Well, you dialed in.
Okay.
You got to go into the Google app.
Oh shit! I thought I just had it. The camera was on.
Google Meet. Enter the meeting pin followed by the pound key.
But I don't know that. All right, let's go. I gotta go into Google Meets.
Yeah.
This is good to do because when I'm getting frantic calls in the middle of a community show, like I can't sign in, I don't know what's going on. It's good to learn. All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Join a meeting.
Alpha won't rug it from your computer and like force it over to your phone, and then your stream is gone.
Okay, let me get the code of what was the code that I sent you? Okay, give me this.
That's a good point. I trusted you. I just clicked the link.
Let me well, I just got
Only because I know it's you.
Okay, let's see. CPR OXFT NRY. CPR OXNT. CPR O dash. Why is this so difficult? Why can't I just to join the meeting click this link?
You couldn't? Yeah, just click the link that you sent me.
Why does my emails keep coming up? Oh wait, I got it. I'm in. I got it now. I got you now.
Nice.
Share screen. Yes, let's go. Come on with this shit. Share start. Yeah, start. Bring me in. Let's go. All right, now I should have. Where is my screen? Where is the video?
You have to accept it on the computer.
There we go.
There he is.
Okay, here we go.
Profile view.
Oh, shit.
No, you're good. You're good. You had it.
Where's my manners? Okay, now how am I gonna bring this up? I gotta bring this up on screen. Hang on.
No, you're on the screen already. Oh wait.
No, for you, but I can't show everybody. Let me pin. All right. Okay. Let's see. I got me, and then how do I now I'm in your.
That's all good.
How do you flip this around?
It's in the top. If you tap the screen in the top
Got
right
it.
by the
I
speaker.
got it. I got it.
That's what I couldn't find before. It's driving me crazy.
Okay, so let's see if I could give this a proper. I don't know how to do this. Let's see. So this is so
Your
if
main.
yeah. Okay,
Yep.
so this is my guys. That's a mixer that I want to take and I want to bust over the people who designed its head. I have my man, that is I got to get a new mixer. For anybody who ever is curious about me watching the Lawn Wreckers, that's my security right there.
That's right.
Let's see. So this whole thing right here is supposed to be, it's supposed to be bookshelves and bookcases, and then of course I don't know if you noticed about me, but I am a huge Lego fan. So not only am I a huge Lego fan, but I am a huge. I don't know if you could. I don't know if you're. Oh, there it is. So I'm a huge Ghostbuster guy, but
Nice.
so yeah, I love everything. And then this is these are all my. So this is a lot of my art. Let's see. Okay, so this right here would be. This is like the studio. This is like a studio run where I shoot. So like this is I don't know if maybe you can tell. This is my equipment wall. That's so these are
Nice.
up there. That's all my costumes. This is my papers. That's my lighting. That's my hot lights. These are my strobes. I have. Let's see. That's all of my
Stands.
Stands, C-stands, lots of different things. This is, let's say, I got my smoke machines. I got my tripods.
I got one of those too.
I love these guys.
Yeah.
And then over here, which is difficult to see, but if we peel this back, I call this my idea. This is where I so if I have ideas, like if I want to use rope or if I want to use balloons, or I buy masks, a lot of little trinket.
That's your murder room.
Somebody, you know what somebody said? Somebody said, "Yo, you're in the." So okay, and then over here, this is my mirror. Now, this is oh man, I didn't know I was gonna show this. I would have had this all cleaned up. These are
we
my.
need to see the real Mark.
This is my tool. Yeah, you're seeing them right now. This is so over here on this side would be my tools, and then this is the makeup. But I got to slide the mirror in there. I just need to attach it, and then I got to get rid of all of this shit. But so this is. Oh yeah, look at that. I can see it. So all right, not bad, not bad. So this is where I would normally shoot. My backdrops would go up on that wall.
Yeah.
And then I would shoot. This is where most of the creative stuff has happened. I'll take you for a walk outside. Oh, this is my gym. Hang on, this is my gym.
Nice.
So and then this is the show, right? So this is when you see me at the show. This is what the show looks like, and this is my little gym. And then let's see, I go out here.
And so many people don't realize, Mark, by the way, that like literally this is how studios are built. Like it's just like a section of a room is the whole prop. You know what I mean?
Well, this used to be a 2-car garage, right? So, and it had high ceilings. And so you see one of the garage, right? But what I did was I went and installed doors. And like now, if I really have issues with security, I could just bring the garage door down and seal it up.
Yeah.
But, so, oh yeah, there's some of my work. There's my prints.
Oh, nice, man.
Look at that. There's my prints. So that's my art. That's my prints. I got my bikes up there because I am.
How come you don't make your prints?
How come? Wait, say that again, Chaz.
How come are they in the blockchain or no?
No, I never minted anything because I didn't know what to do. Like I didn't know if I was going to do a collection or just art, and then I ended up doing the show instead. Okay, so then out here, because I'm not going to be able to hear you. So I don't know if you could. Let me turn the lights on. I got my fire pit. Hang on.
Oh, nice.
So this is my fire pit. Fire pit here. I got my wood back there, my little wood pile. These are all my plants, and then this is outside. And then this is like, we call this the Chuck Chill Out. This is where we all sit and we chill with the fires and whatnot. Yeah, that's it. And then we did a lot of photo shoots back here. What I'll do is I'll either get the water going, and if I need to do water or any type of modeling shoots. Yeah, and that's it. That's pretty much all I really need. I don't need too much more than. Let me see. Let me turn this back around. I don't need too much more than what I got going on.
Dude, it's perfect.
Yeah, I could pretty much create anything that I want. So I still have. Let me shut this down now. Let me get out of here. All right, you're back. Okay. So yeah, that's that took you a little quick tour of my studio. Which it needs a little update with some of the equipment, and I need to organize it a little bit more. But I'm pretty close. It's almost. This is I re-renovated. I redid the floors myself with epoxy, and I did my first time ever doing epoxy, and it came out pretty good. The floors came out pretty damn good. Yeah. But I'm pretty happy with the way everything came out. I haven't stepped on the gas because I got caught up in this little thing called the digital collectible world, and shit, I hung out in spaces and got to meet a whole mess of great artists. And I said, shit, I got this show sitting over on Facebook that I'm doing nothing with. Let me bring it over here and see how it works out. And that's kind of how I entered the the space. You know, that's that I didn't it wasn't my plan to do it like this, but I said, you know, what can I bring to the table? I said, I got the show. I'm pretty good at the show. I've been doing this show for a while. Why don't I feature artists and see how that all works out? Now, and lo and behold, now here we are doing. I was supposed to be one show a week. It was Monday nights. That was it. Nothing else. And ended up turning into 3 shows a week and spaces. And so the art, I just said, you know what? I'll come back to it. I'll post it at a better date. Let me let me do the show. The art will always be there. I don't have to worry about it. I said, you know, and eventually, you know, all that'll happen. I'm not worried about it. But for now, my focus was on the show and, you know, bringing attention to artists. That's everybody. Oh, you're so good. You're so good as a host. I was like, yeah, but it says you try sitting here doing this live shit for 8 years. You be
so
good.
True.
Yeah, it's just becoming natural. There you go. You're so natural. Like, yeah. It's like you go back and watch the first shows, you know, like a fish out of water. But you know, you do it long enough. You say I had live guests, video guests, every type of guest. Yeah, as you get used to it, and then you just start to act like yourself on live. But yeah, so you know, it's if I would have went the art direction, I probably wouldn't have met nobody. I would have just been posting art and would have kept to myself. And I would have just moved forward. Maybe I would have made a sale. Maybe I wouldn't have. Maybe I'd probably be as an artist, like, you know what? I'm going back to real art sales in real life, going back to the galleries because I don't think I'm going to be able to get the prices that I want because I don't have the following that I want. So I don't have the reach that I want. Not that I'm negative. I'm not a negative person, but common sense, you know, you watch what everybody, you know, the reason why I firmly believe they're great artists. All these guys who make the big sales, they really are. You know, but the reach is massively important when it comes to being successful at making that big sale because you gotta get the buyer is out there. You just have to get to them. You know, and a lot of people can't get to them, whether it's algorithm problems or you know, I have 1,000 followers or. Yeah, it's you have to work very hard at establishing your brand. And I think when you make that happen and you get that following, you get that sale because now you have that reach. There's a lot of people out there with money that love to spend. So
it's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
How's the audio now?
Yeah, you sound great. Where was this audio then, Chaz? Chaz waited to
I'm on the
you sound
I'm on the hang on. Let's go to the right. Here we go.
Yeah, now you sound like you're on a professional radio show. Everybody's going to be like the entire time he was breaking up. He saved the best mic for last.
Actually, the best mic is on the other stage. That's got my SMB7. This is like a crappy Audio Technica's mic. But do you hear the piano?
Yes. Are you going
Yeah, if you want, Mark.
are you going to close us out with a song, Chaz?
I can close this out with a song, yeah. I can try to prop my phone up here. Hopefully it won't like fall as I play, but
Mixer. I'm going to go to Zoom. I think the Zoom offices are in Long Island. I'm going to take this mixer and throw it in the Zoom parking lot.
is it a Zoom mixer?
It is a Zoom mixer. And you know what? I love all of their gear for film, right? All their gear is great for film. I have their little, I don't feel like getting it out. I'm going to have to, I have their little
Microphone?
No, it's on film sets, they have the Nagras, they hang around the neck, you jack in all the mics. It's like a deck that records, you jack in the mics, like a regular on-location deck. And so I love their on-location deck. I love their little recorders. I think Zoom makes a great product. But that mixer is not that mixer. It's not the Rode. I can tell you that.
This one's so good. It's so good for what I'm doing on spaces and stuff like that.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
It's so good, yeah.
And I don't know if Josh is still awake. I know we're water fasting right now. I don't know if he's still watching, but that he has the Rode, and his sound is great too. And I need to switch my. I thought, This was a B&H. You know B&H Video?
Oh, of course.
Okay. So
Yeah.
I was at B&H and I thought I was slick, and I was like, oh, you know what? The guy was like, get The Road. The Road is the #1 podcast. I said, got a lot of funny colors. I said, this looks like a can. I said, I don't know. I said, but this is real nice looking. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Zoom makes a good product, but this is what you need to get to. And I didn't listen to him. And I went and bought, I got to throw this shit up on eBay, sell it, and bring in a new mixer. Every time you see me jump up and grab a cord, it's because that mixer, something with the driver cuts out the audio. It's so, it's like, and then the next thing you know, you go quiet, but I think you're dead. Like, I thought you dropped. And so, like, I realized it's the whatever.
Yeah.
All right, Chaz, let's say goodnight to everybody.
Let's do that.
Closing words, Chaz. Some inspiration. Why don't you, in a tight market, in a tough market right now, and why don't you share some thoughts?
Yeah, honestly, just keep creating. You just can't stop. And I know financially it's tough. I mean, this type of market is a market where it's not a bad idea to have a daytime job and do your art at night so you can relieve that stress like you were talking about before. When you're stressed and trying to produce art, it's just not, in my opinion, as authentic, right? You're forcing to try to make money. Right. And I listen, I've seen even the biggest guys doing that. You know, they're trying to make money. They got multi-million-dollar houses because they did so well in 21. Right. But now they're like, oh crap, you know, what am I going to do? So they're just trying.
They need a coin.
They need a coin. Go to the art marketplace.
That's right.
Yes.
Go bid on go pick up, go invest in your favorite artists right now.
Exactly. You know, Mark, I'm just curious. I want to try something if you don't mind. But yeah, just keep creating. And I've been collecting, and I'm not, by the way, oh wait, I think it's rolling. I'm not promoting any one platform, but I have been collecting a lot on Skirpy. I've been having a lot of fun over there. So, yeah, I spent way too much money on there lately. But I try to, you know, if you make something that I can resonate with and I feel what you're feeling, like you're being authentic, I'm more than likely going to buy it. So yeah, just keep creating. And thank God, there's guys like Sam and Picky and Jeff, J-Tez.
Never going anywhere. They're in it for the. You know when someone's in it, you look at their social media, they got the physicals going, they got the merchandise going. The NFT is just another branch, another extension of digital, right? Some people come here, they get so horse blinded and they sit down and they're like, that's it. There's big sales here. I'm going to make it. Like, that's the worst perspective you could have. Like, just this is a piece. This is maybe 20% of 100%. You know,
yeah. Mark, let's try something if you don't mind.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna join your meeting from this computer. Use microphone and camera. Yes, allow, and I'm going to use I got it. I always trying to sell you something. Rodecaster stereo. Let me go to my Rodecaster. Sorry, speakers Rodecaster Pro. And I'm going to use my Logitech. Oh, why is it zoomed in on me? How can I get the zoom out? I don't know. Here, I'm going to do this. I'm going to switch here. This might just swing me over. Oh, I think it did.
Did you ever see the video of the guy with the 6 cameras and he would keep switching the camera and waving in the camera? He had one outside and he would switch the camera, I guess, with his Stream Deck. I don't know. It's one of those like video where you call in and the videos, you just don't know who you're going to get. And it was like this dude, he was sitting there laughing and this girl was watching and he hit this button and it was like a camera in his hallway and he was like, yeah, and then he hit another button. It was like a camera outside, and he was sitting inside, and he like went through and she's like cracking up because I guess he had like 7 cameras all around him. but every time he would switch a camera, he'd point at the new. It's just I don't know. You got to see the video. The video is funny.
Probably like Omega or Megal or something like that. There's some weird thing they do. All right, so I'm curious. So you hear me okay, right?
Yeah,
Still?
perfect.
All right. You hear the piano still?
No.
See, that's the one thing I can never really get. Let me see if I can change it over. It's one of the Roadcasters because there's like 5 of them. No. All right, it's going to be a. All right, so yeah, this is the problem when you do it through a browser. You don't get everything through. It's only grabbing my one mic out of the mixer.
It's probably Meets. Wait a second. We had this problem on a community show, and wait a second. I'm pulling shit out my ass today.
For wasting our time, we might as well.
No, wait. There's something you have to do. I think you have to click on the 3 dots.
Yeah.
And then you go to settings. You go to audio.
Yeah.
And then noise cancellation filters out sound from your mic that isn't speech. You click that off, and then that should pick up the piano.
No, it should be getting it from my feed. But you know what I can? I know what I can do. I can trick this. I can mute myself on this one. I'm gonna call in. Let me call in here. And everybody's watching. Sorry, we're being geeks today. So I'm gonna call in. Oh, I gotta type a pin, or is it gonna do it automatically? That's fine. I can pull it up on the thing here. You're gonna hear the phone call. Oh no, you won't hear the phone call. Oh, maybe you will. I don't know. Let's see.
Welcome to Google Meet.
All right.
Enter the meeting pin followed by the pound key.
5, 9, 2, 3, 8, 8, 6, 8, 3. That's it.
Thank you. You're joining a call with 2 other people.
There you are.
All right, Deb. Oh, hello. Oh, I hear myself. You hear me still?
Yes.
Call in, something to the board. Oh, wait, I know why. How about now? Feedback.
I don't hear the piano. Though. I hear a wicked echo.
I know. How about now?
Oh, I wonder if you think it's coming through my speaker?
I had to turn my speakers off.
Nah, you're out. I can't hear you.
How about now?
Now I can hear you.
Good.
Yeah, no echo.
And
But
piano?
I don't know if I could hear the piano yet. No. Wait.
That is crazy.
Hang on. Try that. Yo, listen. Before I have to sound like try. You need to try. Go. What computer? Is it the computer you're dialed in front of you with Meets?
Yeah, I called in from my phone.
No.
And I'm running it in.
Where's this camera? This camera right now.
That's on my computer. It's on my
Okay,
computer.
where's your computer? Is it in front of you or somewhere else?
Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, go to Meets.
Mm-hmm.
Go to the 3 dots on the bottom of meets. Right?
Yep.
Go to settings.
Settings. Yep.
Go to audio.
Yeah, I was in there before.
Try
Yeah.
to turn off that noise cancellation.
I actually don't have that option, but
Oh,
I have
shit.
right now the audio you're hearing is coming from the phone call I have into this meeting.
Well, why is
I have my speakers and my microphone muted on the computer because that's not pulling the piano. But what's weird is this feed, it should have the piano coming in. I don't know why.
Oh, you got the
wouldn't hear.
piano playing straight through the phone?
It's playing through the boards, and that board is feeding out now to the phone, which is connecting into the phone call to here. Right. My computer, microphone, and speakers are shut off. So you only use the computer for video. But the audio, for some reason, it's like literally controlling it. What if I just, I'm going to choose a different mic for this thing. Let me just go to like the Logitech. Maybe this will change it.
Wait.
No. You would hear it so clearly, like on the spaces when you hear me play. Oh, well. It's not going to work, Mark. I have no idea why it does this.
Shut. Why don't you give the noise cancellation on the computer a shot?
Yeah, hang on.
Oh, no. You said you don't have that option. Good morning, Bahar.
Yeah, I don't know why it's not. I'm not seeing it showing up like a wired device.
What about on the phone? Can you bring up the Google Meets 3 dots on the phone and turn the noise
I'm not on the
cancellation?
Google Meets there.
Oh, that's right. You dialed in.
You know what? The piano came through before. Let me go back in that way. Okay, I'm going to end this call. Hang on. Let's go back to where we were before. Sorry, dude. I'm glad we're testing this because I've been wanting to try this for a while. All right, hang on 1 second. You should hear me now.
Yeah.
All right, good. So I'm going to go back to my phone. So I'll do this. I wanted this overview so you can see me actually play, but share screen, use companion mode.
If you're playing anything, I don't hear it.
All right. Do you hear me though, right?
Yeah. No,
Piano or no piano?
no piano.
Really? How the hell is that possible? We had it before. I give up, Mark. We had it before, right?
No, I never heard the piano since
Wow.
we started this.
Hmm.
Chaz, we've had this issue before, but I don't know why you don't have the ability to highlight the noise cancellation.
No, it wouldn't even be that. You would definitely hear the piano. You would definitely hear it. That's very bizarre. The computer's off. Right now, you're seeing me on the mobile. Studio sound. Turn that off.
That's it.
You hear
Yeah.
piano now?
Yes.
All right. Well, on the phone it worked. On the computer didn't. All right. Cool. So I'm gonna just. This one is gonna go down underneath. You can see the video of me playing. Yep. Mark, you still there?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
You can see the piano, right?
Yeah, but it's funny because the audio is coming through like 2 seconds later. So you hit a key and then it plays like.
It's funny. All right. Oh well. All right. Let me do this then. If I kill this one, now we're just over here. Right? You still hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. All right. Cool. I'll just play out. I'll play something out. You want to do your closing? I'll
Yeah,
play.
yeah.
You can even turn my video off.
Okay. Hang on. Let me. I'll be right. Oh, yeah. We did some inspirational good nights.
We did.
Chaz. Last thing. Where can they find you?
X is probably the best spot. Chaz Wesley 99 with a capital C if they're still case sensitive. Chaz.art will have all my links soon. Yeah, Instagram Chaz Wesley 99, Linktree Chaz Wesley 99, all those.
Okay.
Go to One Love Art DAO. You'll find me there. You'll find me all over the place.
Okay. Not hard to find. Not hard to find.
No, I'm always somewhere.
Well, give me 2 minutes to close out the show, and I'll be right back.
You got it.
All right. Let's go. Main. Okay. All right, guys. So that's the show. You got a chance to watch Chaz. We got a chance to recap with them. Since the last time we spoke to him, he had just set up Chaz Tilly, and now so much more since we spoke to him last. Seems like he has a little bit of some programming going on. Some pretty interesting gallery NFT pooling programs, which look like they could be very helpful. But Chaz is always a good show. Very smart person, and always a pleasure to have him on. Also looking forward to meeting him and the rest of the One Love Art DAO and everybody at NFT NYC. Going to be a good time. So you guys know how to reach out to Chaz. Once again, very interesting show. And hope you guys followed along and enjoyed. On that note, guys, tomorrow, Linked by Art, space 9 to 11. I think submissions are over. Is it 12 yet? No, 8 minutes. So if you're an artist, $400 first prize. Linked by Art. If you're watching, jump on the thread, drop a piece of art. So we'll be in that space tomorrow. I don't think the winners will be announced, but we will be hanging out with Ida, the sponsor, and we will be going over all the submissions. I think tomorrow's space will be a good time. Catch that. Only 1 or 2 spaces I'm in with Sketch and Shira. Wednesday. Okay, so there might be a community show Wednesday. Working on that right now. Very last minute that came together. If it does happen, it will be the Dawn of Acid, which Acid has a new collection dropping and a bunch of friends. And so we might do a community show if we could pull that together. So keep an eye out for that. It's a little last minute, but he hit me in my DMs and said he thinks he has a community show. And so we're going to try and put it together for Wednesday. Friday, we have Maria Ozo. I hope I'm saying that right. And she will be on. So looking forward to having her. And then, of course, TGIF with possibly my co-hosts. Alina has returned. We'll see if Sun comes back as well. If not, the whole crew will be in there. TGIF 1 p.m. on Friday. And so that's the show schedule, and that's it all. So on that note, guys, I want to say have a wonderful night. Have a great night. Stay up, stay positive. It's a great time to create art. And like Chaz said, keep creating. Don't get hung up. And don't worry about what's going on out there. There's plenty of room there's plenty of room for success for everyone. The trick is to just acquire it. Go after the numbers. Work on the numbers. You get your numbers up. You get your reach up. You get your sales up. And get your prices up. And don't forget to, think about lots of different other things, guys. You have merchandising. You have real life sales. Lots of different options. So on that note, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, joining in. Let's bring Chaz back up. There he is. You're back on screen, Chaz.
You can literally put up your bumper screen.
Double up. Okay.
Because I'm gonna keep my phone underneath, and
but I did. Oh no, that's probably. Is you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
You hear me?
Yes, I do.
You hear piano?
Yes, we do.
Nice. And Maria Ozer.
Maria
Ozer.
Okay.
You were close.
Ozer. Yes, should be a good show. Chaz, you want to say goodnight
Yes,
to
buddy.
everybody?
Good night, everybody. I'll play you guys out with a little Matilli song. I haven't played this in a while. I love this one. So, Mark, thank you so much, buddy.
Yeah, man, it was a pleasure.
This was fun.
Thank you for jumping on the show. I've been doing these recap shows, and I was looking down the list, and I'm like, I wonder if Chaz would want to do a recap and bring us up to date with everything that's going on, and you did, and exciting. And thank you for the tutorial, and I guess I'll see you in spaces, Chaz.
Yes, sir. You will.
Thursday nights. I'm gonna make it a. I want to make it to Thursday. If it's consistent, I'll see you on Thursday nights.
Thursday night, 11 p.m. Eastern, nightcap.
Nice.
Yes, buddy. Thank you again, Mark.
Yeah, man. Always a pleasure talking to you, Chaz. Play
You
us
too,
out.
bro. There you go. Thanks again, Mark. Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you, Chaz. Good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. That was a damn good show. See you on the next one.